that like button's ass.
Like and subscribe, bro.
Mi scusi, like and subscribe, Paisan. Slap that like button's ass.
Like and subscribe, bro.
Thursday Night Live. Testing, testing, testing. Hopefully we're good. Let me get rid of this music. Now let me get rid of Vegas. Now let me check the chat. See what's up. I'm late to my own show as usual. Here we go. Oh, wow. Parsons Bootlegger. Shout outs to Mad Hatter. Craftsmaster Journey, my Green Bay Packer nemesis. JV, Sandman. Real freaking pain is in the sweet rolls. Pat the Plow. Ed, we just talked to Ed last night for a very, very long time. What a great conversation. BRB. Gypsy DMO. Who else is in here? That's nice, man. Brian P. Jobless Degen, the man from Canada. Sweet Lou. Sweet Lou got your text. Thank you, by the way. I forgot to text back. It was just one of those days. Low budget. Always great to see him. T-Bone. Man. Nice. Eddie Money here. and Mile High Mike and Hook'em. All right. Couple announcements before we bring in tonight's guest, which is Shooting for Aces, all the way from just north of Kansas City, Missouri. Thank you for anyone that's recently signed up to Patreon. Really appreciate it. Special shout out to Han Solo, who signed up. I had to talk with him yesterday. What a great handle, right? I like Star Wars handles. And then I started thinking, like, you know, why doesn't anyone have like a Boba Fett handle or Jabba the Hop? That's as far as I got when I was driving, as far as Star Wars themed. Okay, that was a note from my the show producer, ETG. So Shooting for Aces will be right on. We're just waiting for him. He just stepped out. Thank you for all of the Patreon subs. Appreciate it. Like and subscribe. We're trying to grow this thing now that we're finally into, getting deep into YouTube. Next week's podcast with Ed, it's going to be awesome because we are taking more deep dives. I've made a really strong effort as far as dividing my time and making sure that I always have something that's, not totally fluff. I think Ed and I talked about like high pointing a session, which was my term for when, the time to pick to leave. I think we had a nice, interesting conversation about shills and coolers. So that's what you can look forward to this coming Tuesday. Jamie O'Crampolo is here. Let's bring on our guest right now. Shooting for aces, man.
What's up, man?
Hey, dude. Good I like your shirt. Thanks for repping, man.
Gotta rep the merch.
Yeah, man. So first off, apologies for we had your handle spelled wrong. We had it at shooting for like FOR. And then just now we found out ETG tells me, we were spelling it wrong. It's the number 4.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. It's very like Prince of you. You used to write songs like that, You used to spell like that. I decided to use with 10 ton is number 1. I spelled out number, although sometimes I'll use, the pound or the hashtag.
Well, your nice long handle is what made me say, hey, I can be creative and have, more than like one word. So
I like that. Shooting for ace. Did we play? Did you see your little let me get that. Let me see if ETG added that in there. ETG, here it is. This. Yeah, he did a good job with that. He did a good job with that. I made him move the little location on where it goes to because you are not from KC. You are technically 2 hours north of Kansas City, correct?
Yep. North and back to the east a little bit.
And there's 2 Kansas cities. I always thought that was like strange, isn't it? It's how do you feel being the Missouri Kansas City?
Oh, it's all good. Kansas City is more Missouri than it is Kansas.
Who's got claim to that? Because there's a Kansas City, Kansas, right?
Oh yeah, KCK, and then you got KC Mo.
I wonder which one came first, right? Do you guys have is there a healthy competition between the 2 KCs?
Oh, I don't know. Probably. I'm far enough away, it doesn't matter. I'm like, it's over there. Whatever.
Where are you? Where are you exactly? It's kind of butt fuck nowhere. It seems like on the map.
Yes, I am. We live in the middle of the woods, so I'm over in north central Missouri, a little town of Marceline.
Marceline, do you see a lot of ferrets up there in the wild?
Not too many ferrets in the wild. Some groundhogs, lots of deer, all the different critters and whatnot. So we're on a little farm, so there's a little bit of everything out here.
That sounds
what you're going to see.
Oh man, that's cool, dude. I don't know if you heard, you had stepped away when you were in the green room, dude. I don't know if you heard that. I thanked Han Solo, and then what a handle, the Star Wars related themes. And then I was like, how come no one has Boba the Felt, which I thought was really good. Boba Fett, Felt, and then Jabba the Hop.
I like it.
Then Luke Dice Tosser. That's what Parsons Bootlegger says.
Oh, yeah. There you go, bud.
Pat the Plow says it's Walt Disney's hometown. I didn't know that.
It is. We are the boyhood home of Walt Disney.
Really? Do you guys have like special monument or just a sign like when you drive into town?
It's actually kind of crazy. I mean, I don't think it's a big thing with the locals, but we get tour buses and stuff that go through. They got a little museum and parks and all kind of different stuff like that.
Oh, really? Fuzzy says, shout out Fuzzy. Are you anywhere near the Chiro Midmo, where Chiro Midmo Yo was from?
I have no idea.
Let's figure that one out. Yeah, I don't think you're,
I've never heard that.
yeah, he's it's funny because we've got different, there were a lot of different people and groups in the craps community. And we actually talked about when Big AZ was on the show, we talked about this pretty amazing role because he had pretty much like died pretty suddenly. I think it was very suddenly. It wasn't anything that just that was like this long drawn out thing. I think. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just like, I didn't know him personally, but I know of him. Seems like he was a fantastic guy. From how people describe him and talk about him and remember him. So that's awesome.
No, I don't know him.
Craps Master Journey says, I think Chiro was closer to KC.
Okay.
So
yeah, no, KC is one of the places, we're in the middle of nowhere. You got to drive 2 hours to get to anything. So
yeah, it is definitely like, that part of the
So that's
country.
like my local would be Kansas City, a couple hours from the airport. And then that's where the casinos are at up in Kansas City. Those are pretty much the closest to us.
I had some interesting times in Kansas City. Very long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting times, man. Yeah. It's funny how you just remember things, like little things that are stored in your, filed away in your brain. And then somehow you've just accessed this little folder that one night in Kansas City,
And the crazy times you had.
Yeah. That cannot be told on this thing, but I do remember it now. It's funny.
Yeah.
All right. So shooting for aces with the 4, we met the first time we met was at Fountain Blue.
Yep, we sure did. Yep, you and Bump John came out to see me. We got to play a little bit.
Yeah, that was, and I thoroughly, even though the tables are long, I thoroughly enjoyed we basically had the table pretty much to ourselves. I think there were a couple random girls that came up next to me.
Yep.
I remember that because they were foreign. I do remember that. They didn't know how to play. You, Bump John, were on the other side. That was it. We had the table to ourselves. It was like pretty much an all-female crew. I think we were so chill. It was great vibes.
Yeah, I love that place. They've got the tables are long. That's the only downfall to it. But, the tables are pretty fair. Dealers are great. They take good care of it. It's cool atmosphere. Definitely one of the faves.
You would always seem like you were always staying there. Now, when you come to Vegas, where is before we do a deep dive into your history, where would you be coming out to Vegas? I know you'd go see Dice Coach. We'll talk about that too.
Yep.
But you're pretty much like on that side of the strip, really. I think, aren't you like a Venetian, Fountain Blue, Wynn guy?
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, we really started going more to the Fountain Blue last year, and that's been probably where we've spent most of our time with that. Before that, it would have been Wynn Encore with that, and then that's pretty much the only places I think we stayed. Our first trip out to Vegas in a long time, probably like 4 years ago, we stayed at the Bellagio. Then the next trip out, we wound up at the Wynn, and really liked the Wynn. They started sending us some, free room offers and stuff. So we're like, okay, that's cool. That's our new place. And then we ended up I do a little travel hacking. So we did some status matching and went over to the Fountain Blue, and they've taken really good care of us. So that's been pretty much our home casino.
We got a little family vacay at the Wynn. I like it, man.
That's my youngest.
Oh, nice, dude. Nice, man. Give her a shout out.
Yeah, she heard I was going to be on the podcast. She's like, we're going to be watching you.
What's up, Miranda? And then Jokers Are Wild, all the way from Montreal. I think he had a big role the other night. I think in the group text. I think I saw that.
Did.
Maybe did he hit like 5 to the fire? 4? I don't know. He did. You did something. Jokers Are Wild. He's a Wynn guy. So
yeah, he's Wynn. I mean, it's hard to beat the Wynn. I mean, we've been talking. We're like, we might need to start going back and staying at the Wynn a little bit more. It's a little further south down the strip, so you got a few more options to bounce around, try some different tables out and stuff. That's the only thing is being at that north end. You're like on a little island. You got to travel to get anywhere.
Dude, I like talking about this because there's not a lot of people I feel like in the group that are really staying over at Wynn and on that side of the strip. For some reason, I don't know why, but there's not a lot of people that are. You have I know Ocrampolo, I know Lip King, they're at Venetian the last times, but not a lot of Wynn except Bull Gator, who I know is like a loyal Wynn guy. I still think that's the nicest hotel you could stay at in Vegas.
Oh, you can't beat it. I mean, their service is top notch. Everything is it's just the Wynn. The Wynn's amazing.
Actually, I mean, just for the overall like vibe inside, not necessarily the craps pits, although their crews are at Encore. I think their crews are a little more friendlier than the ones at Wynn. Wynn was a little jumpy. I remember way back when they gave me the side eye when I first set the dice, because I was the ferret. I was a fucking ferret back a long time ago, and I was attempting to set the dice at Wynn because I was, always going there, and he did not like it at all, whoever that guy was, and I scurried off.
Yeah,
I was that was an intimidating moment for me. But as far as it's just kind of got it all, though I'd say Venetian has better customer service throughout. I've stayed
there like one time, and I've played down there and done pretty well there early on in my trying to figure out the dice influencing days. And it's good. I mean, I hit an all there when I wasn't on it.
Wait, you hit an all at Wynn?
At Venetian.
Oh, at Venetian.
I've hit it at Wynn. I've hit them pretty much everywhere.
You know what? I actually, and that was a 5-point fire from Jokers Are Wild. You know what? I never did hit any. I've never hit the ATS at Wynn or Encore. In fact, I don't really play Wynn hardly ever. I mean, I would just play Encore. Jobless Deachin, I stayed at Resorts World last month and played Wynn's table once. I don't think the tables at Wynn proper aren't bad. Encore's a little bouncy.
I do like the Wynn tables better than the Encore, but I like the staff my favorite one, and Lip King agrees with this, is the outdoor table at the pool at the Encore. Best table on property, I think.
You know what? I've never stayed there. That sounds like that would be fun. And I think you got a little, that's what Emily said. I didn't know you. See, it's always funny finding out someone's name. I remain deliberately ignorant of people's real names, which is probably good. I'd be good, to keep that identity secret because I just don't know it. Shooting for aces, you mean, Emmy? Reaper Reaper's in the house from Carolina.
Up,
nice, yeah. Okay. Let's get to it then. You were out here. When was the last time you were out here?
Oh, a couple of times in May. That was, we came early May for my birthday. And then a couple of weeks later, we came out with my daughter and one of her friends celebrating their birthday. So that was my last times in Vegas. We started cruising this year, so I've been a little haven't been to Vegas as much.
Oh, we've lost you to the cruising people?
Oh, no. No, Vegas is better. Vegas is better.
All right. Dice Grinders, Evening 10 Ton, and Peeps. Shooting for Aces. When was your birthday? May what?
Mine is May 6th.
Oh, okay. I got May birthday too, but I'm at the end of the month. All right. So did you go see Bo when you were here?
Absolutely.
So do you make it a point to see Bo? Let's get into a little bit about your history before I show pictures of your table, which is badass. That's a cool looking table. I mean, when did you start playing? Let's start there.
Middle of 24 would have been when I started playing craps. I had played craps like one time years and years ago, had no idea what I was doing. I had a guy kind of standing at the table watching. He's like, get over here. He was a dark side player. So I learned a little bit, but never really played it after that. But yeah, we were on a trip middle of 2024. And we were at the Encore waiting for our breakfast reservation at Jardin. And I sat down at a bubble craps machine. Wife comes back, you know, we're just getting close to our reservation. She goes, "Hey, you having fun?" I said, "I'm having a blast. I have no fucking clue what I'm doing here, but I'm making all kinds of money." And so then I was like, "Ooh, but the tables, that's so exciting." And so, you know, you have that little bit of intimidation of not knowing what's going on and not wanting to screw anything up.
Little bit. I actually think that that's like probably one of the really massive sort of topics to talk about for it's the biggest, one of the biggest barriers to entry to the game, I think, is the intimidation factor.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody, I think, is scared of that, you know, that rolls up there. That's, you know, they're like, "Oh my gosh, what is going on?" You know, because it's a simple game, but it's complicated. You know, there's a lot of bets that you can do. And depending on the casino, you know,
I mean,
even some bets like fire bets, I don't ever get to play those. They're like, I've only been on a few tables that ever have them. So I'm still like, you know, a little green to that.
I was talking to someone last night about the game and learning the game, and I'm still learning. I still learn little things. I think it's a never-ending journey. You can't just have a beginner's class and then like take a couple classes and, oh yeah, I know how to play. I mean, you kind of know how to play the basics, but you know, when I was walking through Aria last week, and I had this thought. I was like, man, I remember the first couple times I ever walked in there to find the craps tables. Yeah. Dude, like a ferret, literally like a ferret. I had no clue where I was, you know, going and foraging to. And then all of a sudden these craps tables appeared, and they seemed so much bigger back then. So like, and with all these, you know, the guys that are working there, and I was so like, I was very intimidated when I first started playing, especially going to a casino that you didn't like, one of the bigger casinos. And Aria was one of the bigger casinos, right? So you find it, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, look at all these tables. Now that place seems so small to me. That the tables seem like they're the smallest tables, like O'Shea's. That's what they feel like, that table at Aria. So, oh, look at this, man. Let me just get to a couple of these. I'm going to go back and forth. You know how this show works.
Oh, yeah.
Jobless D-Gen. Wins bounce is fine. The rail is slightly high for me. Correct. But no big deal. I prefer the bounce at Win over Venetian. Yeah, Venetian can be a little bouncy. I'd say the Palazzo is a little more bouncy than Venetian, actually. Who's this? Spider-Man fan. Remember me from elementary. I don't know who this is. I don't know if that's it. Maybe this is someone ETG will have to block. I'm Dave's #1 supporter. Seth Ray, 1240. Hell yeah, I don't know, man. Let's say looking forward to Carolina Reaper. Looking forward to seeing my good friend Sweet Roll, Bootlegger, 10 Ton, Dice Coach, 220, etc. in October, and even Ed. I like that he adds an Ed. That this October event is already beyond sold out. I was telling Dice Coach, I'm like, dude, no, you can't do this. So we're adding, I'm getting rid of the bed in this other room. We're going to have a practice station there. It's going to be sweet. Yeah, it'll be awesome in there. Oh man, you got some fans in here shooting for aces. You know that?
I think my daughter has spread the word. Yeah, Bree.
Yeah, man, nice, man. Like and subscribe, right? Brunowski's in the house. Sweet Rolls says, can't wait, so excited. If you're talking about Sweet Rolls, you're going to be out here. That's going to be awesome. That will be awesome. I'm trying to get I should get 3 tables at Palms. I think it's going to be good. Haven't sorted out all the details, but I know all the Hawaiians. They changed the felt. Shout out Matt Hatter. He sent me a picture. Doing some recon of the felts at Palms last night. It was really cool. He sent me this picture that I think they got like the Hawaiian Islands on the 9. That is so creative.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, I felt that is really freaking cool, man. That is cool. I got to talk to Brian about that.
Well, you know, you are the 9th island.
Yeah, I know. It's true. That's pretty sweet. So you are really a new player then, man. I didn't realize.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. That after the bubble craps, I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. And I don't remember if I got the nerve up to go play the actual table. And of course, I was at the Win, so it's quarter level at least with that. And I'm like, oh boy, I don't even know what I'm doing, here. So I don't remember if I played that trip, or it may have been like on the way home. I got on and I was like, okay, YouTube and Googling, like, how do you play this game? And I think I probably shortly after or along the way, I bought my first book, and it would have been, How to Win at Craps. I think it was the Dominators book, was the first book that I got.
Okay. What'd you learn?
Uh,
How was it? Speaking of books, so we're printing up all these books, right? I mean, it's like
yeah.
paper. ETG's been printing, folding, stapling. And I was reading through it. And one of the sections was, inspiration. And I was in the thank you thing. I put the thank you at the very end. Mm-hmm. But I was talking like, I basically said, part of the inspiration was every craps book I've ever read, I've fallen asleep within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Was to not have you fall asleep after 5 minutes. That's like the main goal, because I've got so many of them. And then you pick them up and you're like, all right, I'm going to learn something. And then,
I didn't finish the book. I'm still, it's sitting in there by the craps table. Craps table's back behind me in the gym room. And, I didn't finish the book. I read through it. There was a lot of good stuff in there. Like gave me the basics of what you can do this, you can do that, whatever. And then I kind of dove into the YouTube thing, and boy, you can find a lot of crazy stuff of not how to play craps on there with wild strategies and stuff. And I tried a few, different ones. But I didn't, shortly after I don't know if we had another trip after that one where I kind of learned, and I was like, man, I'm going to need to get a table. I was like, oh, you can influence dice. That's interesting.
Well, when did you start even thinking about that? I mean, 2024, dude, it's 2026 now.
Immediately.
You've been on the fast track, on the freeway, dude, as far as crafts, because you start at a $25 table, and then all of a sudden, when did you find Bo? And is Bo your first official teacher?
Let's see, Bo. So I bought my table in like September, October of 24. I found one, got lucky, found one on Facebook Marketplace. And a dude had it listed. He used to play a lot of craps. Went up, struck a deal with him, brought it home.
In your area?
He's like an hour and a half from me, so towards Kansas City. He was still a little, outside of Kansas City, but
that's close enough, dude.
Oh, table. It was like crazy deal, good deal. I think I gave $1,500 for it or something like that. Dude, maybe less than that.
Let's take a gander at this.
It's the red one. That's the one I sent you. That's the red oak one. Is the first one.
This one?
That one right there. Yeah.
When you say first one, what do you mean?
I got two.
Oh, you got two?
Yeah, so I found this one.
One for the wife?
One for the shop, one for the house. So
this is awesome, dude.
So I refelted this one. I actually did it twice. I used the same layout the second time after I'd met Bo. How
much you get this one for?
I don't know. It was less than $1,500 with a whole bunch of chips and stick and pretty much everything you needed.
Let me check this one out.
Yeah, there you go. That's the one that's at home now. So that's where the red one used to be.
That's a pretty hot looking table, man.
That was an American Table Games, and it was look it on Facebook, and it just popped up, and it was, dude, a couple hours from me. It was basically brand new, and it was what I was going to order until I found the used one that I could that I was able to pick up. So this one, I haven't changed the felt on or anything. It's got its underlayment. So I have this one's got a little more bounce to it. It's got a little vinyl under it. And then it's got this the fabric on it is like, I don't remember what they called it, but the American Table Games, I call it an ask him. I'm like, what is this? Because I'd like to change it and get all the appropriate bets on that one.
I tell you what, man, so after a point, do you just jump on the table and do a little rock climbing? Practice?
Well, the craps kind of took over the gym, man. It's a full-size table. It's 12 foot, so like it basically took up most of the gym.
I gotta give a shout out to Allie. I never check this, and my sister's on here. I never check Instagram live. Like whatever feed comes in here, I only see like this chat that's coming in. I don't think I get the chats from Instagram, which is great. Anyway, shooting for aces. James,
Oh yeah, I
A.
see. Yeah, Bud's on there. It said Parsons Bootlegger. Yeah, we met at. That was my first class. Right there, I learned a lot at that class. Met a bunch of good guys.
Yeah, that was a good class. Shout out to James A. Okay, from I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. BK. I don't know who this is, but Aloha 10 ton and shooting for aces. Let me see. This one, 10 ton. Are you doing commentating for the wine crap shooter tourney next weekend? I don't know. I haven't talked to Brian or anyone, but sounds like it'd be a good time. Fuzzy, who's going out? There's going to be a lot of people here from what are you going to be out here next week?
I'm not, no.
Shooting for aces. Then what are the dates for the October events? First weekend of October. From what I understand, Mile High Mike, it's sold out. You got to get in touch with Dice Coach and he'll sort it all out for you. And I think some people there's always a cancellation or two, and yeah, we'll figure it out. But we're gonna have like 3 packed tables at Palms. Anyway, back to your table, Mr.
Yeah.
Shooting for Aces. It is I don't know if people can really. I zoomed in on this thing as I like to do. I thank you. You got a little note that I.
Oh yeah, I've got your notes from my dice orders and shirt orders and stuff, and then the one "Let That Shit Go" up there. That's from Buddha Bob. Y'all met him. He was at the event earlier this year when we were in Vegas.
And I like this though, especially that you've got progressions written up on your table. Those are betting progressions, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm that's trying to record everything to memory. So I've got dry erase boards around with trying this strategy, doing this, started with this, here's where I'm at, as far as trying to, I like to practice a lot randomly. It might be in the morning, could be the afternoon, could be evening, or whatever. And I've got my stack of chips on there. I have Bone Tracker on a little tablet right back from there, but I don't like the screens whenever I'm, shooting it. I don't really track rolls anywhere except for in practice. And I like to do it with the chips, kind of the way that I learned from Heavy and from Bo, with, just kind of marking them out there.
I was doing that. I was at Paris and I was just sort of keeping a rough track with white and red chips. How do you do it? Because I just do 1, 2, 3, 4 white chips and then I throw a red one.
I don't do that. That one, I've talked to that. Yo, Kev, we've talked about that. Bo's told me and everything, but like the counting at the table, I think it's kind of along the lines of what you've talked about. It's a little bit of a distraction for me. So when I'm shooting at the table, I'm just shooting. So practice is really the only time I ever track rolls. And I just, put the white chips out there. Red chips are for hitting hard ways, and green chips are for when you hit a point or like come out big red or craps number.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I was keeping track. I wasn't shooting. So I was just keeping track of, it's really difficult for me to keep track. And I find it very distracting for me to keep track while I'm shooting. And I had a great roll at Paris, just a great roll. I had no idea. I'm always kind of curious as to what that was going to be, but I was in the zone. The bone zone, dude. I was in it. But when I was there with a couple other players, Donut Joe and the Craps cheerleader, I was counting their rolls. And you know what? I'm off whatever, 1 or 2, but it gives you a good idea because on the average rolls, they were shooting great hardway sets. They were at it was always in the plus 15 to low 20s. And that was an average over 6 rolls. So it was great. I mean, obviously I was passing the dice to them because that's such a high average for that, they were alternating stick left 1 position. So I was just using a rough count on chips. I rarely do it, but it actually, I don't know, it was easy to do at that point, but I can't do it on myself like you. It's just find it too distracting.
It's distracting, because you're just like, I want to be zoned in on, I'm just doing this. So, there's one of my rollouts where I'm playing it as crapless. I've been really liking crapless. That's kind of been more my game on there. And so that's my My quarters
Jesus,
under
this
the
is
2
a
and
roll.
3 on the extremes. That's the bets, you know, and then there's marking my chips. That's a pretty decent roll.
That's like a 25 roller, right?
Yeah, I think it was somewhere in 25, 30, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even count the ones. These field hits too. That's how you're counting the field.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
I'm getting like the 2.
Yeah, that's
so like
over
I'm
a
betting
that's
on
a, like a
that. Yeah.
30. That's a 30 something roller, man. That's
Yep,
yeah, that's cool.
my aces. That's where I've hit the small already. It's been completed, and it's got ace deuce from completing again, and then I missed the yo on that one before Big Red showed up.
I actually, you know, it's funny because I've got the repeater thing here on my table, and
Yeah, I remember
when I'm practicing, I still think it's funny because I was just thinking this. Oh, why don't I use those repeater things? I just think it's just easier for you just to throw those chips out on the numbers than actually moving the little thing. It's enough to do the ATS when you're doing it, but I find I just kind of default to keeping count like this.
Yeah, no, with that, and I mean it's tossing chips, so it's also kind of like an aim thing. I think with that, as far as the okay, cool, I'm hitting that. Even though it's a chip, it's not the dice. You're just trying to stay on target. You know, as far as for well, just with like anything, it doesn't matter what you're throwing a ball or playing cornhole or or whatever. With that, it's kind of just trying to make sure that you're hitting that target with it, and so that works pretty well. It's kind of funny at the casino, because then when you're like throwing over a bet for a hardware or something and you're tossing it to them and it's basically landing right where it needs to go, it's amusing.
Shooting for aces, let me get to this chat because I randomly check it and then it's like Craps Master Journey, or you could use the blue collar Craps dice tracker. I'll give you that. That's not a shameless plug, man. I will help with the shameless plug. Now it's not shameless. So you can use that tracker, which I have not tried yet. But Craps Master Journey, thank you for that email. Let's see. I talked to John from Pro Craps, who I still will always call Pro Craps.
Yeah.
Even though, do you know John?
I don't know him, but I've watched a lot of his videos, especially early on. He was very helpful in learning some bets and progressions and some various strategies.
So can I, speaking of, okay, John, since you're here and we just talked on the phone, I'm going to dinner, actually using I've got like 7,000 comp dollars over at Palms. So I'm going out to dinner with Bo and John on Monday night. Use some of those things up. It'll be good. But John, I was just ripping on everyone that uses AI for their thumbnails to Ed last night on when we recorded. And then John, who never uses AI, used one as his thumbnail on his video today. So John, we will talk about that when I see you. Mile High Mike, nice tables. I bought mine off Facebook Marketplace too. It's actually on Bo's website, marked as sold. I didn't even know he was involved in the sale. Love it. Let me see. Oh, and then, or you can use this tracker, the CQ Nexus tracker app. I guess there's a lot of tracking things you can use shooting for aces, but you know what? It's always best to just have another human being like Bump John.
Oh, you can't replace Bump John, dude. There's no way. I mean,
you can't.
It's part of his zen. So
you can never replace him. And yeah, I know that was your first ever generated AI thumbnail today, John. I get it. I know why people do it. Oh yeah. Or you know what? Or you can use a Casino Tiers tracker. Why? What the hell? Why am I plugging everyone else's trackers? I got them. They're on sale in the shop, man. And we designed them. Let me see that black one. ETG. See, these are great, man. These trackers they're a little more old school. I'm a little more analog than than all the digital people. I'm not a big fan of AI, it's good, but it's not good. Okay. Oh, and Sweet Roll says Dark Vader is a good tracker too. Yeah, having a good tracker in your group. It's like, did you play D&D? You probably didn't play D&D, but when you go raiding and you have like you have people in your, that are in your group, your party, it's always good to have like, different people, like a thief, a rogue, fighter,
Yeah.
wizard. Yeah, this one, you have a tracker. All right. Digital trackers are cool, but you can't do it at the table. So you need a human. You need Bump John, basically.
Yeah.
Well,
it's so cool with Bump John. It's just part of his thing. Like, it seems to be literally part of his zen. Like, that's where he's in his zone.
Was he tracking when we were at Fountain Blue?
I think he might have been. That would have been before the launch of the official tracker.
Yeah, we were in.
But yeah, I think he was writing in his little notebook.
We were in beta testing R&D mode for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
So cool. Okay, Bo, when did you take a class with Dice Coach, dude?
Let's see. When did I see Dice Coach? I've been to Bo somewhere between 6 and 8 times. I've been to his place.
Whoa, dude!
Trip. So it would have been last year.
Wait, 6 to 8 times?
Yeah.
Man, what the return business is off the charts.
Oh man, he's great. It's I don't know. There's several folks in our chat group that it's kind of like when you go to Vegas, that's the first thing you do, and it is very helpful. He's helped me with sets, with toss, with the different changes and things like that. So the last, let's see. So I went in 25. That's when I met Bud and Yokev and Buddha Bob and all those guys. I went to the March Biloxi class of heavies, and that was super enjoyable. Learned a lot there about things, because there's I was so green at that point. I had no idea that the opposite side of the dice equaled 7. Yeah, I learned that at heavies class. I was like, oh, really? Everything adds up to 7?
Dude, talk about one of the low key, like sort of grenade, learning things that you learn. I've learned that it seemed like years after I should have known. I'm like,
and I was just months in, and I was like, why don't I know this? This is bananas, because talk about making it a hell of a lot easier to locate your set and whatnot with that. So, so I saw him, and then that's actually the first time I had heard about Casino Tears was from Parsons Bootlegger. He was wearing a Casino Tears hat, and I was like, what's up with that? And he's like, it's a podcast, dude, and so that kind of introduced me to some more stuff, to start learning with. But I would say mid to late last year would have been the first time I went to Dice Coach. I'd hit him up. I'd talked to him a little bit. I was like, hey, I'm wanting to recover my table. And he actually walked me through the best way to set it up before I had ever even made it out to his place.
Nice, man.
But it's been... He's great. I really enjoy the one-on-one with him. I usually go I think the first time I went for 3 hours. After that, it's been just 2-hour refreshers or warm-ups or whatever, he calls it. And we've worked on different dice sets and betting and with it. And it's been incredibly helpful on both aspects of that. I mean, for real, as far as let's try this. In fact, my longest track roll that I've got would have been in May. I went out there and I had completely changed position. So I started at stick left 1. That partly came from reading the Dominator book. And then right before I went, and I'd been practicing that par toss.
Yep.
And then days before Heavy's class, I'd learned, they shoot from the deck. I should try that. So I just, kind of started that literally a few days before I went to Heavy's class.
Where did you what did you start with? Actually, I mean, dude, shout out Huggy Bear, first of all, for the 5 jewels. All right. Shout out Huggy Bear. You've only been playing since 2024, and
Yep.
you're already so did you all of a sudden get into just where was betting? Did you go straight to figuring out how to shoot? Because
I practiced way more on shooting definitely early on than betting. So I kept my betting, fairly low. And I would say definitely early on when I was starting to figure it out and get some good rolls in, I wasn't necessarily making very good money on it, because it's I'm kind of low rolling, but at quarter level, you know, so you're like, okay, I'm learning this game. So I didn't put a whole lot out there at first. So it was really primary focus on dice influence. The toss was absolutely it. And so,
but you learned about dice influence online, probably craps, how to play, right? And then all of a sudden,
I think I found that History Channel thing.
Yeah,
with the
everyone
Dominator,
watches
you know,
that.
That was where I heard about that, and then I did a deeper dive to find, there's a lot of different ways.
Got to tell you, man,
this and whatnot.
It's kind of, I mean, it gets you stoked, doesn't it? I mean,
for real,
it does get you stoked. I disagree with a lot. Yeah, I disagree with a lot of their main betting strategy over at GTC.
I do not like the come betting, strategy whatsoever.
It's antiquated. It's antiquated, but then again, man, to each their own, right? Yeah. I mean, if you like it, you like it. I do not like it, but Sheet's one of my best friend. That's how he plays.
Yeah.
I don't try to change people, man. They're going to do
what it's a little old school, don't you? Like the whole comeback thing, like that's how you play. And I've met some people that that's just like how they do it. It's just the comeback,
old school. Comeback. Yeah. Of course it's old school. It's like a tradition carried on from all the old school players. And they think, and the old school players, in my opinion, that just you can't teach an old dog new tricks pretty much. It's like, they're just stuck. Right. This is the way to play craps. This
Absolutely.
is the way. I'll show you how to play craps
on Tuesday morning. It's like,
this is the way to play craps. I'll show you how to play craps. That's it. No, really? That's it. That's their way. And there is
it's so hard to hit two numbers, like in a row. Like you guys talked about that in an episode a while back that, I mean, to get the repeater all the time I'm going to set it as a 6. Okay. They goes to the 6. Well, then you got to hit a 6 again. So you've got to, you got to hit it twice before you're getting paid at all, as opposed to knowing what your dominant numbers are that you want to shoot for.
Yeah. I mean, but that show that you're referencing, that really it's a great advertisement for the game, but but the reality of the game is very different. I mean, everyone gets you sort of fall in love with the idea of those long rolls and getting the long rolls. But the reality of the game is I just feel like you need to be able to play and win sub 10 rolls and figure out how to just thrive, at least stay in the game. You got to figure that sub 10 roll, really 8 is really, I feel like you just got to be able to figure out your way there. The long rolls take care of themselves.
And absolutely. And that's where I'm at, is working on the betting strategy. So I'm pretty much betting constantly whenever I am practicing now.
That's good. That's smart.
I think it's the best way to go, because then you just get to learn with it, because there's so many times that you don't get those big rolls, or I'm in the Midwest, so if you don't play on the player before you don't get to shoot. It's going to get you past. So you kind of have to be prepared to bet on some other rollers that are just completely random, right? So with that, you got to try and figure out, okay, for these short rolls, how do I make money? And that's where I'm at now, is trying to work on more of dialing that portion in.
When you go play locally, are the tables then you're dealing with a lot of crowded situations there, correct, or no?
They can be. It just kind of depends on there. So we went on vacation here a week ago, and the night before we went and played up at the Argosy, and that one I hadn't even been there. First time I'd ever played craps there, and it was one table, incredibly busy, hour and a half before I got to shoot. The slowest table I think I've ever played at in my life, as far as it was just painfully slow.
They
didn't even have pop bets.
Just kill me now. Oh man, that's like the worst.
Sometimes you can hit it and it's not too bad, So I got to play the table. There was 6 people, something like that on average. If you hit it middle of the week, middle of the day, you can probably get a not too busy table. But it's nothing like Vegas. I mean, nothing beats Vegas. You just go look for a table, right?
It's the best thing ever. I was just
you're like, okay, saying Blue, I know I go down in the morning.
Just even meeting you at Fountain Blue that one time, it's like we had our pick of tables. It's really nice. I mean, Vegas is the place. I still think there is no other place. There is no other place if you want to be if that's your game. I mean,
Oh,
you can
yeah.
say it's
I mean, or,
Biloxi,
you know, like the gambling
Biloxi
in
would be the
general.
second. I don't know about AC though. Have you been to AC? There's
I've
a lot of
not.
AC
I've
players
played
in
in a
the
bunch
chat.
of places, but I've not been there.
It seems like you do play a lot of craps, man. What are you? Are you just independently wealthy? I mean, you seem like you have a personality that is very successful. Just even how you're approaching this game, you're like fast tracking your education. It's like, hey, listen, I want to play craps. Let me just go buy a table and let me go buy another table. And within 2 years, you've got 2 tables. And it sounds like your approach to the game is really proper. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I've really tried with that. I mean, anything that if my hobby, I'm gonna go pretty whole hog on with anything. And no, I mean, I've been a self-employed business owner for most of my life, and so I do a few different things. And with that, I'm always working with that. So you know, get an opportunity to bounce around.
Were you born there?
No.
Where are you from? Where's that accent from?
Well, I was born in Chicago, but I grew up in Mississippi outside of Tupelo.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Shit, dude. Nice, man. So do you like Biloxi then?
I've only been to Biloxi once. Even like I never went there as a kid. So the only time I've been to Biloxi was when I went down in March of 25 for Heavy's class. That's it. Played a few things down there. I have played in Tunica one time. I've got family down south still. So along the way, you know, gamblers usually can get free hotel rooms, right? So
yeah, or it seems like
couple it up with a casino.
A lot of free cruises too.
Oh, unbelievable with that. We've done 3. We only started cruising this year. And I mean, it's kind of fun, but we did after our last one. We're like, you know, gambling is better in Vegas. The cruise
I feel like there would be a lot of swingers on cruises. Are there? Is that like a thing?
Nothing to do with that, man.
I feel like that kind of would be like there's like, aren't there? Isn't that a thing? I feel like there's a thing.
All that stuff about where they put their little pineapples upside down on the doors and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, like stuff like that, like pelicans and pineapples and stuff like that. Flamingos.
You see some crazy doors. You see weird magnets and shit all over when you walk down the hallway to your room. You'll see like some weird stuff, you know.
I just want to think about making money, man, and playing craps. I don't know, man. That seems like a whole different, you know, the underbelly of the cruises, what is going on in those cruises, man. We'll have to, you know, I'll have to do a deep dive into that, you know.
Deep dive, what goes on.
Decode those, whatever they are. If anyone knows in chat, I'm sure you do. I know that that's a thing, right? Like you put a flamingo on your door and that means like, hey, come on in, right? Doors open. Doors open. Oh man. All right, listen, let's get to the chat, dude, and see what's happening. Dice grinders, man. I created a free app, DG Craps Companion. Reaper. I heard the new version of DD has a Reaper. What the hell? Oh, Dungeons and Dragons? Let's see. Carolina Reaper says, I always start the weekend in Vegas with a stopover at Bo's house for a private lesson. You know what, dude? There's so much value in just in like tapping into that guy's brain. That's I feel like I've always said this about Dice Coach. He's just seen it all. And he doesn't approach it. He's very open-minded as far as hearing you out, as far as how you're playing the game. And then he'll offer certain things. I think that's what I like about him. He's figure out a way so that the playing style or a betting style can, you know, more tailored towards you versus, let's say, a Dom who's going to be like, there's only one way to play. It's this way. There's one way to shoot. It's this way. And there is no other way. And shut up. You know, that's
what turned me off on that. I got the book. It comes with a CD. I watched some of the videos and I was like,
dude, you have a CD player? You have a CD.
I had to find something to put it in. I think I had to buy a little thing to hook to my computer, you know, to put the disc in.
Oh my God, dude. That's a funniest story. Cause when I picked up this stuff from, Garrison a long time ago, this whole like John Patrick thing, and he had all this other thing, gave me all these DVDs, right? I had to go buy this like external drive to hook up to my computer to even play the stuff.
That's exactly what I got. The little thing's laying right here in front of me, and that's the only
Man,
reason I had it.
that's not convenient. That was not convenient for me. And all right, Sam, man, I learned a lot about the opposite side playing bar dice in the 90s. Lou, sweet Lou. Bo and Ed and the Sidekick 10-ton are a great combination. I don't know. I don't know if I'll let that one slide, right? The Sidekick, right? I'll see. It's funny. It's funny when the student becomes the master eventually. Craps game, John, Pro Craps. Best video on the planet on dice setting. Getting to your set fast is Hawaii Crap Shooters. All there is to know about dice setting. It's a game changer for new setters. Yeah, so go check that out. Maybe I'll go watch it.
Yeah.
And Sweet Lou says no end. That's okay, Sweet Lou. I don't take anything personally. That's all. I'll make a joke out of it somehow. Look at this. Hi, Papa.
There's my grandson chiming in here.
How old is grandson?
He just turned 5.
Oh, man, dude. He's getting into craps early, right?
Oh, he's been for a couple of years now. I set him up on the craps table. He loves to throw dice.
Nice, dude. Real pain. Shooting four's journey sounds a lot like mine, just 5 or 6 years later. Nice, yeah. Man. Chow in the house. Aloha. Late for the party. Oh, let me see, man. Let's see. Mile High. The great John Patrick, R.I.P. Never liked Cumbets, and he was an old school as it gets. He was cool, though, man. Some of those videos, if you look, the cool thing about John Patrick is the stuff he wore. I really liked his style. I think he had like those high either turtleneck or those. He was cool, man. I like that guy's style, man. Let me see if there's anyone else here. Oh, here it is. It's a pineapple, but I only know that because someone told me.
John.
Yeah, do you get that cruise swinger info from Ed? I don't think so, man. I don't think Ed is not the guy going on cruises, man. Oh, man, Wattage Live Craps. Good evening, all. Mr. Wattage Live Craps, I have watched your channel, and I've even commented on it. Got a nice little setup there. Oh, Justice Jen. Amateurs. You put an upside-down pineapple to indicate you're open for some action. Dude, the upside-down pineapple. What the hell does that mean? I wonder how that actually became, like, we're open for business. Let's just turn the pineapple upside down. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Yeah. So anyway, I did not know that. Thank you, Justice Jen. I would like it. That's it. That all it is. All it takes is a pineapple. There's got to be more to this than the pineapple. So
you're going for the flamingos. So
I know. I just thought that there should be like a flamingo or something. Throw it in there, but I guess it's just fruit. All right. So Dice Coach. Great. So you've spent a lot of time with Dice Coach then, as far as
yeah.
What have you gotten? How has Dice Coach helped you improve your game?
Oh man, in every direction. I mean, realistically. So like my last time, so at the event, after watching you shoot, playing a little bit, I was like, when I go home, I think I'm going to try that stick right 1 position because I have this wrist twisting issue from shooting from stick left 1. And Ed had even said, I was like, man, how'd I get past that? He's like, shoot from a different position, use your other hand. I'm like, well, I am not going to be able to shoot with my left hand, for sure. But I watched your shot. And so I started practicing that one exactly. Taking up the whole side, the whole thing, the back.
It's nice, isn't it? It is nice.
It's a great shot. And so I showed up at Bo's house, and he's like, oh, you are literally doing the 10-ton toss. And he said, I want to make a little
out of your
change.
Way too.
Yeah, from back behind, with there. And he goes, you're literally doing that. I want you to do this, do the same thing, but I want you to move it forward. And so basically move that position so that it's much closer to me, and then shoot basically to the same spot, just where the hook starts to turn. And that's been the sweet spot. And
That
in that, I rolled 45 rolls on his table and then 48. So
well,
that's the longest tracked rolls that I know.
nice. God bless Dice Coach because he tried that same shit with me. Ten, why don't you just why don't you move this? Why don't you just move this? And I like setting it where I have it. It just is a comfortable, smooth motion. And like Eddie Money, when he saw, he's like, dude, your dice are hardly rotate. And it's I mean, I just practice it. I actually practice to try to limit that rotation. And I even put a sticker down on my table where I want to land it. But I do think there's an advantage from shooting from stick right one, just because, it's like always everyone's like, second choice pretty much.
No,
so you're
definitely, especially if you're with, a group of DIs, then for sure, then you're going to have a better opportunity because everybody's stick left one. That's what we figured out when we were running around Biloxi. We're like, every one of us was stick left one.
Would you consider yourself a DI or a DI in training?
Oh, I'm still learning, man.
Yeah, same.
I'd say
the same thing. I mean, I was thinking about that. I just know the basics in that. I would never go so far as saying like, oh, I'm a dice controller or dice influencer. I think I know the basics enough to get around competently, for what I need to get done with the betting side, because I do think the betting is so important and it's so overlooked. Let's talk about your betting, but you know what? We've got some important answers.
Yeah.
Okay. Dice grinder. It's any door with stuff on the door, not just pineapple. Are you sure? And then Cobra 7 FAC says it was the pineapple. Then it became those fabric sponge things. And now it's cows with brown spots. I have no idea if this is true or not, but I'm just like, I wouldn't, why not? I'm sure it is.
TMI.
Wattage says, DG, I have a sun on my door. What does that mean? And then Fuzzy says, wait a minute. My wife has a pineapple tattoo. WTF. So Justice Chen says, yep, you can play a fun prank on your friend by ordering some extra pineapple magnets. Turn them upside down when they go to bed. Knock, knock. Oh man. This is the underbelly of the cruising world.
Oh man.
For aces. Oh man. Right. So, all right. Betting. Where are you when it comes to betting? And when you started out, obviously you started out at Win betting 25. So what kind of bankroll were you using when you stepped up your learning experience, or your initial sort of I guess your first experience with the game had to come at a little bit of a cost if you're playing $25 tables at the Win.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think it was, maybe I tried with 500, but you need about $1,000, I think was at least. I realize now you need a little more than that because you've got to be able to ride that wave. I think somebody put it really good in one of the chats a while back. You take what you need to win, because you will absolutely have, some bad rolls, or having to bet on some other folks with that. And then you need to just hit that rebound, and then you can make all that money back and get into profit with it.
I don't know if that might be John. I know John preaches a lot of that, which I would agree with. I think I personally am of that school. The more, the better, because it's just good to have access to it, especially when you start playing bigger, because you might want to throw out. Like I told Ed this story, but I was playing at Paris. I won't get too deep into it, but I needed a ace deuce, an 11, and a 9. And in my head, I was thinking, all right, I'm going to bust that. And then there's all hundreds up there. I'm going to bust it, the ace deuce and 11. And then I'm like, I'm going to need to take out a marker, like a verbal marker for 7,000, right? I was hoping to have the 9 left so I can put down the max lay on it. It didn't work out that way. I ended up I hit the ace deuce, and then I ended up hitting the 9. So I couldn't lay it. I just had to make it. But I do think that and this is something I do share in common with John. There's an overlap. Bankroll is absolute, becomes a tool. Having a big bankroll or access there, then you can actually, it can work in your favor. I've been at situations when I've had nothing, And then I'm like, shit, man, I would love to, guarantee myself some money here, but then you didn't have it, or you didn't have a mark or credit line or anything where you could easily get to it. That was one of the main reasons why I play with such a big bankroll, is because I'm planning on using that. Possibly you might need it. You just might need it.
Well, and you play big, and so like, especially that ATS, I love that. Lay it when you can, on there. When you're got down, if you got a box number left, then you need to be ready to throw that lay out there and get that guaranteed win. And it takes a significant bet just to cover it, but you're going to win more.
Yeah, it's just another weapon. Let me get to this, back to this thing. I know the cruise lines were trying to stamp out the pineapple thing. So now it's cows, ? LOL, where there's a will, there's a way. So what do you mean stamp out that thing? People are just like, checking doors. I'd be afraid to open those doors, man. I would be afraid. I've seen the demo that's on those cruises, man. Let's see. This guy, Cobra. Sorry, new here. Are you guys just into craps or what's the stream? Dude, it's all craps, my brother. 100%. That's very focused, That's it. But glad to have you. Huggy Bear, Dirty Pineapples. Wisco, good evening, 10 ton and everyone. Wisco is going to be out here with moonshine. Seems like the world is going to be out here next week. There's got to be a Caesars thing. And a little shout out to, a little shameless plug to Wisco's clothing line that he's got, Pit Boss approved. And G-Dub, man, G-Dub. Danger Cobra, no boundaries here. Reaper, 10 ton, at 10 ton, black chips on the ATS. That's what I call just pour a gallon of fuck it. Reaper's a fun guy to play with, man.
He is.
Oh man. Yeah. Oh, then the wattage says I believe it's the Hawaiian crap shooter tourney next week. Man, those guys are fucking bringing them out here, dude. You're not going to be out here, are you?
No, not going to be out there.
All right, back to betting, dude. So were you taking your lumps at Win, and how big were those lumps?
I think probably my biggest wins on anything thus far has been hitting ATSs. With that's been my biggest wins on that, of the dessert tray, as Bo calls it and everything.
Totally.
Your game's a little different where it's a major focus on there, and I really like that portion of it. So I play the ATS almost always with that, and it's paid off, pretty well for me. And when I don't play it on some other folks, it seems to be like when they hit it, So that's been my biggest wins on that one. Other than maybe some good comebacks, of where you've like started at this and you've kind of ground it down to, you're like, ooh, I'm dwindling down close to being felted. And
dude, are you playing
on that good roll and bring it back? Shooting
phrases. Are you playing the ATS on everyone? Because I do not play the ATS on everyone.
It has been a stand. I've backed off on that. I have been pretty much with everybody 5-5-5. And then how do I ensure that for that? So that's been one, but it can be a real bleed. Bo and I had a big discussion about that, with that. And I think we had we're like, okay, well, you should not do that. And we kind of came up with that. Okay, look at this, what we did with that. So I didn't. And then I met the Fountain Blue, and 2 in a row where I'm not on it. Random rollers, bam, knock out an all. Next roller knocks out an all. And I'm like, are you kidding me, with that? So that's been, for the Midwest tables, it's one of my favorite plays for the required action in order to be able to shoot, is putting that 5-5-5 up there, and then either getting it on a pass line bet to ensure it for the come out, or hopping the reds on it to do that, and then just kind of let that ride unless it seems like it's turning into something. So do you have do you have a come out game then? Yeah. What is it? So I've been playing crapless mostly lately and practicing that.
So you've been practicing that. What about regular though?
In regular, yeah, I got a come out game for that one as too. So come out game on my regular is 10 10 10 on the ATS.
Is it different from when you're shooting or when you have another shooter?
Oh, it's my come out game is pretty much just for me. With
Okay,
that, it's
that's
the other
cool.
one for the random shooters. It's what do I need to do to play the crap slot machine, as I like to call it, because that's what it is with the randoms. Is like maybe I can get lucky and hit a side, or maybe they'll get them all on there and make me a little.
I call that a lottery ticket. Yeah, I call
it
that
is a lottery ticket.
A lottery
I played
ticket,
that on the cruise because it was like so freaking packed. The table was, and you're like, okay, and they also require action. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to play the crap slot machine. I'm going to throw some money on the hard ways to cover my required amount to bet in order to be able to play the ATS, and maybe a few more dollars a place bet on a 5 or something like that. Just something to be able to make sure I'm going to get to shoot when it gets to me.
I've got I want to get to the chat back again. Shooting for aces. I have an old friend, Demon Dan, who I haven't talked to in a long time. And for some reason, the Instagram, like the interface that I use, ETG, the Instagram chat doesn't go into this main chat. I didn't know that. I did not know that. So there's people chatting in Instagram, and that's why I look over. I had no idea until just now, after how many episodes that's saying. But shout out to Demon Dan. Demon Dan is awesome. We had a great time a long time ago. I don't see him as much because I don't live in LA, and so I haven't seen him in a minute since he's been out here. I think he moved to New York. But shout out Demon Dan. That was a great time at Luxor. Oh my God, that was a fun time. And let me just finish some of these. So Paul Roberts, yes, Caesars. The 10X event is also next week. Cobra, you should learn how to play craps. It is, no offense to blackjack players, a superior game in general. I think it's just an awesome game.
It's the best.
Caveman, I thought you were MC at the Hawaii Craps tourney. Yeah, man, I haven't even gotten my contract. I don't know. I haven't even negotiated anything. I didn't even get anything. So I don't know. I know I might not be there. G-Dub, Caesars introduced a new tier level today for 300,000 tier credits. Olympus. Did you know about that, Shooting for Aces?
Got the email, and I'm not much of a Caesars player. Of course, I'm on the island at the north end, right? So that's the only downfall being a Fountain Blue and win is you go play at a lot of the other stuff if you're trying to get your tiers and your statuses and things like that for status matching, doing the little travel hacking thing. It can be a little bit of an oasis, but we have a Harrah's I play at a little bit in Kansas City, but I prefer the Ameristar. It's a Boyd, so.
Man, I don't like Boyd or that Boyd properties really that much. But so this brings up an interesting thing because I pay attention to the chat group that we have. You're in the chat group. I don't care. I was just thinking about that because I mean I've already qualified for this thing, and I know it's going to be an invite anyway by the at the end of the year. But I don't think the color of your card, matters what type of player you are. It's like you could have a black, you could be, 7 stars and still play like a ferret. I think ferret levels do not, just because you've got this or you're going to get this means nothing to me in general. I've seen some of a lot of horrible etiquette, horrible players. So I don't think that equates into anything just because, again, my opinion, you see someone with, it could be a noir card. It could be a 7-star card. You see a lot of horrible play with those cards.
All it means is they gamble a lot.
Shit.
I mean, that's it. It doesn't mean that they're necessarily great at the game.
Great at anything.
Or even know how to play it,
exactly.
proper or the etiquette. Because you're absolutely right. I've seen so many with the high status cards come buy right in when the puck's on or, middle of a roll, whatever,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, totally agree. So that was I'm glad that G-Dub put that in there. Justice Jen says, I'm coming for the Hawaiian shooter tournament next weekend. Best shooters coming. The hopping on a cruise for pineapple action. Then I think she says pineapple action, man. That is X-Man. Good to see you.
What's up, X-Man?
Jen is a pineapple. Ed's still here. Ed's still awake. Man, Ed and I have some really cool shit going on that we're going to start doing some really sort of focused custom, I'd say analysis videos that are coming out for craps. It is going to be the best thing ever because they don't exist. Let's see. Oh, Demon Dan is on here. The only thing that matters is Demon Dan and 10 Ton taking over the Luxor. Demon Dan he's the man, dude.
The Luxor.
Yeah, dude. What a funny night.
Stayed there.
Oh my
first
God.
time I ever came to Vegas. I don't know, approaching 20 years ago.
Yeah. Well, Cobra says Demon. I'm not a Vegas expert, but I thought Luxor and Excalibur were bad places to play. You are correct, sir. You are very correct. I don't know what we ended up doing there, but you can always, make a fun time out of some places. Yeah, he says, ask 10 Ton. I don't know. It's probably because I like those, I like Dungeons and Dragons. Maybe that's why we were there. So, all right. So anyway, sorry for that shooting for aces. Okay.
No sorries, dude.
How much did you lose when you were first starting out? And was you losing, or did you lose enough? You're like, I need to get better at this game. Let me figure this out. Were you just winging it when you first started betting? And I still want to get to your comment.
Yeah, pretty much, before with the first, because I was like, okay, I'm going to go try this. Okay, you can do this. All right, I see these guys, they kind of like shake the dice to warm them up, and do all this before you throw or whatever. So I tried that a little bit or whatever and didn't really know what I was doing. But I wouldn't say that I didn't lose a lot. I mean, because I was pretty much like, oh, I found you can do this, and I just kind of started studying it.
Did you see a lot of people?
Because I was like, oh, I'm not doing great at the game. Well, it was just more like, I want to do this.
Well, dude, if you're playing at Win, you're going to see you always see some very interesting stuff there, especially tables that are like 300, 500. I mean, you're going to see some big players. Always interesting for me, even as to go there. And then I just love watching that. Like, who is this dude? Like I'll see this Asian dude with like 5 girls around him, and he's bought in for like an ungodly amount of money. Always interesting to watch that shit at places like the Win.
Oh, the Win. Yeah. I mean, I think I saw a guy come and buy in for 15,000, lost it in minutes, got another 15,000, lost it in minutes, got another 15,000 and played a little bit with it.
I don't remember seeing you. I don't remember seeing you that night. No.
No, you see some crazy stuff. I mean, you'll see some pretty big bettors at the Fountain Blue as well. But I mean, it's mostly your rollers or, the high rollers are pretty much, I think, at the Win, just because it's the best, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and there's some nice tables there though, dude, in the back. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, in the back, I was there with Toranaga too. I haven't seen in a minute, but we were there, and I should go play there more. We should go next time you're here. I just never go there.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think Weed has been going there. He, of course, he's local out there. We were chatting back and forth in text with that. And there's a crapless table in the Win that's kind of on the backside of the aisle near some video poker machines. That's a pretty great table.
Yeah. So I want to ask you about your come out game on crapless then. Okay. What is your come out game on crapless? You just bet a 3-way red?
Quarters on the all the extremes.
Mm-hmm.
$30 pass line, 10, 10, 10 ATS, hop in the red for 30. So basically fully insured. And I'm always working.
Yeah.
So the extremes are on the
Yeah, I mean, it's almost easier. You can just throw a quarter on the NE7, just kind of if you just wanted to make it even, just dumb it down even more.
Right. So with it, it's like, okay, if I hit big red, I reset the ATS, I put $30 in the rack, I mean, after replacing my bets and let's go again,
Yeah, it's probably
and hopefully I'm going to hit one of those extremes on the come out. That's the game. I'm pretty much throwing 5, 6, 6, 5 is pretty much that set, same as you, that I like to throw on that crapless table. And then my other go-to set is a 3, 2, 5, 3. that one works on crapless pretty good sometimes too. Just depends on the table surface.
With your, do you notice, I was talking to Ed about this, we're actually, it's going to be on the episode on Tuesday. We talked about a lot of stuff, but I was talking to him about dominant. Do you notice that you have a dominant hard way with that set, or do you throw a dominant hard way, or are you even at that level of paying attention to know that you have one since you have 2 sets that you're using?
Hard 4 and hard 10 is what's going to come off the 5-6-6-5.
Yeah.
For me, that'll be the ones, and the hard 10 will be more dominant than the hard 4.
Yeah.
Because they're both on axis, and it's basically, what am I, quarter pitching 1 dice?
Yeah. Yeah. That's where I just kill that hard 10 with that set. That's just every now and then it'll be a hard 4, but never 6s or 8s. Ever.
If I'm throwing a 6 or an 8, I'm doing something really weird. And and it'll show up and you're like, ooh, I need to, I'm probably tipping the dice, they're landing a little crooked.
Yeah. Interesting, man. You are far along for just knowing this game, for just learning this game, shooting for aces. Good job, dude.
Thank
you.
I
wonder why you're successful in your life, because you have I'm not kidding, man. I'm not kidding. It takes that mindset to have all this stuff in such a short amount of time. Do you know how long it takes to just become barely proficient at this game? It takes a long fucking time, years and years and years. And you're already like, even talking, I wasn't even thinking about a come out game really for so long. I was just really trying to figure out these betting progressions. That's where I kind of was obsessed with when I first started playing. And I wasn't, it was, shooting came so much later. I was really intimidated to shoot the dice. Were you ever intimidated to shoot the dice?
My hands were about dripping with sweat, with that when I was first doing that, or might shake just a little bit. And, and so I think through learning it a little bit and then time in the casino also made a huge difference in that. So now I'm just comfortable with that. So you just roll in, you're like, hey, what's up? And, it's more comfort, but that's like, I think spending some time in the casino and some time at the table, really is what it took for me to not be nervous of just going or shaking, or whatever,
Man,
with that.
And I think it's consistent time, because I'd notice when I'd come out here, even if it was a month or 2 months, it's like you're resetting and starting over again. And I'm more of I guess I will always have butterflies, and I think we talked about it on, I don't know, maybe I was talking to Crapsmaster Journey about, I knew a violin player, a Baroque violinist who would take beta blockers, right? And when I would play shows, you're always nervous just to start, not when you're in it, because when you're in it, you're lost. You should be lost in it. You're just lost in what you're doing. But when you first come out here, and from only playing at a real table like once every couple months, it's really difficult to, to just approach it like how you're saying. You just you can walk up there and the nerves are gone. Even I'm still getting nervous in front of like a full table of people that are looking at and expecting you to shoot that I don't even know, you know? And that happened. It's like, oh, hey, when I met a guy out over at Palms, and he brought all these people, and I'm telling you, I don't even want to shoot. I kind of know, it's going to be a bad, like, you know what I mean? It's going to be, there's a lot of pressure on it. And I kind of like, I just know when the optimal times are for me to shoot. But dude, that is a real thing. I think so many people are intimidated. And you know what? God bless the ones that aren't, that can just go up there and shoot. I like when Bump John, he just will just shoot. There's people that just go up there and just shoot. They don't give a fuck. They just go and shoot.
And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at now. I mean, I'm in my 50s, so it's fuck at 50, right? So you're like, let's go. I don't care. After I was managed to get like that portion of my training of spending enough time at the table. And I like to play craps. So, I mean, it's, a lot of it was long sessions at the table. So like, how long can I stay here and, trying to get my nerves down, and I'd bullshit with the dealers, and all that kind of stuff, with it. So you're like walking through the casino, and my wife, kind of laugh at it because I'm like, hey, John, hey, Eddie, what's up? The dealers, or they're walking by, hi, Dave, and they might even be over, dealing blackjack at the time or whatever. But I'm also, the dealers are on with me. I'm good about betting for the dealers with pretty much everything. So, I think that helps, and it also helps with the whole vibe. Pretty much the only thing that'll make me be like, ugh, and I won't get nervous. I'll just be like, screw this shit, is if the vibe goes bad. You get some negative energy shows up at the table. I hate that shit.
Well, that happens a lot.
Unbelievably a lot,
that happens.
Man. It's crazy, how much that happens.
Do you think that there are shills or coolers?
I really do think so. I mean, I don't know.
Really?
I mean,
oh my God, dude. Ed I thought the same thing. And I was surprised when he said that, because, and I'm like one of the biggest, you'd say conspiracy theorists in general. And I was like, really? No, but I mean, who am I kidding? I mean, it is Vegas, and it was, everything. I mean, they were using loaded dice at one point. Now you think because it's so corporate, they wouldn't be. But do you think that, I know smaller casinos might have that?
I think it is. And I think in some regards, absolutely, the casino's job is to make money, right? That's what they're there for. And I did experience on, I think it was on my last cruise, there was a fella, and he was killing it. I think he was playing blackjack, I think was the table. It was over. They had just one craps table. And so you're looking over at this table, and this guy is killing it over there. And, he's betting big, and he's hoop hawing and everything like that. And he is making money. And he's actually kind of loud about it as far as for a blackjack player. You would have thought maybe he was, at a craps table or something, right? With the way that goes. And pit boss is like, we need to get him another drink. So it's like, okay, so that's like cooling of that. So yeah, why would there not be? I was like, I mean, I had what I thought I experienced, and it may not have been, would have been in Biloxi at that trip down there. We're at the Hard Rock, and we'd been going around. Buddha Bob's to my left. We're there. We're both not doing very good. He's like, man, I'm about to my loss limit. And I said, I'm getting pretty close too, but it's my turn to shoot. So let's go. And so I start shooting, and I go on a monster roll with it. And then there, kind of towards the end, here comes this random person kind of showing up. And by golly, they're coming to stick her hand right down in front of, right when I'm going to, getting ready to throw the dice to put their chips right in my landing zone. And I was like, is that like intentional? With that, it just seemed so intentional, with it. And then I had a crazy experience, and maybe the lady was just batshit crazy at the Fountain Blue, where a table's going really good. And then you have this, whack job that just kind of comes in. That's like, seemed very crazy. And she was very aggressive, with whatever. And she wasn't even playing and whatnot. So it's, I don't know, maybe that's total bullshit that doesn't exist. But I mean, if you were in the business of that,
I guess so. Wouldn't
it make sense?
Yeah. If there's anyone in the chat that has experienced that, I'd be curious, because now I'm wondering, like, let's say you and I owned a casino. I guess we'd go in there and we'd be like, oh, let's check out the tables. Who's hot? Let's go fuck them up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. I mean, maybe that could be a thing. Let me get to this chat though, dude.
Yeah.
There's some people I got to talk to here. Cobra, I have no idea what you guys are saying right now. That's okay. Neither do we. We don't know. Shout out Pearl's Girl. Shout out Pearl's Girl. Just dropping in for a few minutes. Pearl's Girl, read your email on this episode this past weekend. It was a great email. Thank you, Pearl's Girl. Amazing. That was a good email. Oh, man. Vegas Day Tripper, dude, has joined us. Shooting for Aces. Vegas Day Tripper has made an appearance right now. I miss Vegas Day Tripper, man. Vegas Day Tripper is a guy that would play the win. An encore. In fact, Vegas Day Tripper, that's where we ended up having lunch there the first time that we met. It was at Mizumi, maybe, was it at? Yeah, I think it was. That's where we had lunch. Let me see. Real Pain. Couple questions here from Real Pain and the Reaper here. Does Shooting 4 ever go to Bally's or any Quad City casinos? And do you ever call off your bets? And if so, when? 2 questions, rapid fire, dude.
The first one, no. I've never been to a Bally's. There is one in Kansas City. It used to be an Isla Capri, but it's a Bally's now. Never been in there ever. And no, not the Quad Cities. My Missouri spots have been Kansas City, and then I've also played in Cape Girardeau. And then technically the closest casino to me is in Boonville.
You said Cape Girardeau?
Cape Girardeau, yeah.
How do they spell that? With a G?
With a G. The rest
like
of it
Gerardo,
is
dude. You remember that guy? Remember that guy?
Downfall.
Gerardo? I think that was a guy. Rico. Remember that song? Suave. You guys remember that song?
Suave, oh, yeah.
That when was that? That was like was that in the 90s? Right? Rico.
I think
that was Gerardo, if I'm not mistaken. That was that guy's name that sang that song. Rico.
Yeah. And then as far as the call, well, espresso martini.
Yeah. Oh, nice, dude. Oh, look at this.
One.
Look at this. Justice Jen. I never get nervous, Fran. Who cares? Just your friends around. Really? I don't know, man. Sometimes, Jen, sometimes a little nerves, a little butterflies are always good for the old performance. A little performance anxiety isn't too bad. Sometimes. Oh, yeah.
So calling the bets off, I've got a few different, definitely triggers for that. Dice off the table is generally one for me if somebody else is shooting. If it's me, probably not. Mm-hmm. I generally will shut my bets off as soon as I've hit one side on the ATS.
Oh, you do that. I know.
I do that because it does. Yeah. It happens so many times. Big Red shows up and it's such a disturbance in the table, especially if the table's busy. I'll shut my bets off on that. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, but listen, so shooting 4 aces. You have gone to see both so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
I know the teaching.
All right. He is very much, I think, Bo, and I was talking to Ed about this too. I think sometimes he's ingrained, almost made some people a little too jumpy with their turning your bets off. And then I've been at tables where everyone's just turning their bets off and then turning their bets on, turning their bets off, turning their bets on. I think that there's a healthy somewhere in between, not every time, like you don't like the ATS thing. I would agree with you. That would be a time to at least maybe not turn them all off. And obviously Ed will always say the second part of that is horn high ace deuce and quarter in the
floor. Or maybe hop something. And if I do that, if I've been hitting, something that's a big repeater for me, then I'll go ahead and hop it. Maybe if I turn those bets off with it to still have an opportunity not to, to really miss out on that. The only other time is when the little bird in my head says, turn your bets off. Doesn't happen often, but if that happens and I ignore it, there's Big Red flying a flag, man, with that. So it's not a very common thing for me to be.
I think you got to listen to that.
If I just have a little feeling, I'm going to shut that shit off.
I think you got to listen to that little bird.
It's important, because that's the thing is when you're really in the zone and you're and I've had that especially earlier on in my play-in has been I know a 12's coming. And I bet it, or whatever, with that, you just know it and it comes when you're in that intuition zone, when that's hitting.
Weird, isn't it?
It's totally weird. And then
isn't that weird?
The biggest problem is when it comes slightly too late and you're going to be that guy that's putting the late bet out there, for it. And I've had that happen more times than not when it's aces are coming. I know it. And aces come, but I didn't bet it because it wasn't the appropriate time. And I didn't want Heavy telling me, get your late bets in early,
Dude, so that is so weird when intuition happens. So this is a true story. If Donut Joe can verify this. When we were at Palms, I looked at him and I'm like, man, now's the time for midnight right now. Right. And all of a sudden, boom, right in front of our face. because that's where the landing zone was, and it was 12. So I did that 2 times. Both times it was a 12. But isn't it weird how stuff like this happens? It's just like an intuition. Who knows? Obviously, it's just pure coincidence, but you never know. I mean, that was too weird. It was like the only 2 times you even call it. It's not like I was calling it out. I called it out twice and it hit. And it's just weird when I think you can be so in tune with a table. There are times when you're shooting, when you're just like a 7 isn't even in your head. You're like, I'm not even, the thought of rolling a 7 is not even there. Like you're just assuming you're just going to keep rolling. Like you're almost like, what number am I going to hit? You know?
That's where you want to be with that. But you have those intuitions. I've had a couple of them where it's like, even on a random person, it's like, I know a 2 is coming, or, hey, hop the hard 8, throw a bet out there and bam, it immediately hits. And I've had that happen a few times. And it's just that bird is, instead of saying, turn your bets off, it's saying,
dude, what kind of bird is it? Like Woody Woodpecker in your head?
Probably woodpecker. Yeah.
Oh my God. Paul Roberts says they send in the waitress straight to the shooter on a long roll. I have one 2 weeks ago digging underneath my buddy who was on a long roll, picking up trash. Interesting. Right? I mean,
I think that's a thing too.
Yeah. Can you say cooler? Says Mad Hatter, and definitely shills when you're on a long roll. I think it's just new people. People don't know the game. It's funny how it always happens when you just need 1 or 2 numbers. Vegas Day Tripper, I 10 ton. S, miss you too, dude. And it was there. It happened 3 times on my last Vegas trip, says casting. Couldn't complete the ATS, got lots of heat at Ellis Island in the roll to win. Interesting, because I don't play roll to win. I didn't know that they would Bump John's a Ellis player. So I don't know what the heat situation, the heat check is over there and how uptight they are. Casting says, he also goes on, Reaper, I think they bring the chips out to get the shooter to the certain number to ban.
Oh, yeah, like when they're going to come do that chip refill, that's always some total bullshit. That's a total cooler move.
Interesting, right? Interesting. Oh, and the Mile High says, are there any casinos in Vegas that don't pay off ATS sides until a 7 shows? I like this. No delays. The Horseshoe and Black Hawk has this policy. That's happened to me one time where they weeded it, and I forgot where that was. So they
don't, like, you've hit the side and they don't pay you till Big Red shows up?
Yeah. I forget where that was. That's happened to me once. John, of course, never in all caps, turn your bets off for superstition. It's ridiculous. 1 out of 6 times you'll be right, and those are the only ones you remember. Trust your toss and F the outside influences intuition. I'm going to not even respectfully disagree with Pro Craps, John.
I disagree, John.
Fuck that, dude. You are not.
I think Bo disagrees too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm somewhere in between of those things. Like we were talking, stick change. I'll always look to a shooter and see how weirded out he is, And then if that shooter and if he's not, I'm like, cool, we're rolling with it. And then maybe if he throws an ace deuce and then maybe aces, and then you know what, I will turn my bets off then. But I'm just not like, oh my God, I got to turn it off. So
played with a guy Tuesday morning and he said, 3 4s came in a row, and he was like, oh, that's bad. Every time that happens, blah, 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 Big Red comes. And it did with that. But it's like, also, is it because he said 7's coming or, whatever?
Let me get to this question here, but John's continuing. Hold on. If you let anything get into your head, it doesn't pull the 7. It pulls your head out of the game and you make shitty decisions. Well, I agree with part of that for sure. I think the minute you get something in your head, it definitely screws with everything. It's great to just somehow have these internal mental blinders on during a roll. Let me see this question for 10 ton. I will answer this one. Have you had Paris delay paying your ATS with 100 on it because it was over what the pit boss was authorized to pay out? No, I haven't. So that's an interesting story. And I talked about it with Ed, is that I have never hit Paris with hundreds. I've been a number away multiple times, just like this weekend. But what I do is I hit that small for 3,000 this past weekend, and they paid it really quick, but I force the action to be really fast. And if it takes a little too long, I will turn everything off, and I sort of hedge it that way. I think it just depends on how long it takes. I kept the stick there though. It's great because when you are on a good roll, talk about, when you have a whole team that's like in it with you, they want you to hit that. I mean, it was great because I said, do not leave. You're not leaving. And she just stayed there. That's great when you can get the stick to stay during your roll. I think that's because it doesn't allow any breaks, and it just keeps it going.
Oh, for real. I have the dealers are on the ATS with me. And they're rooting for you. They're your real cheerleaders.
Yeah. And then I'm going to get back to this question. Do you lay the remaining number for lock in or go for it? Pause on that question because I want to get to this. Fuzzy says, I was on a table when that happened and the all play was stopped for over 30 minutes. I know that's a real thing. VDT says, I would not be a fan of not paying the ATS bonus money right away. You want the money in hand so you have the option of swinging for the fences with the bonus money. That is true. That is true. That is true. Interesting. He said he could only pay out $15K without upstairs authorization. Man, I hope I put him in that position, Fuzzy. I'm going for it with Paris. I've been so close there with hundreds. And that's the whole reason. It's an interesting story. I'm saving it for the podcast with Ed and I talking about the shill or the cooler. That's how this whole thing came out, because I've had some interesting experiences at Paris in that exact situation of one number away from that paying 18,000. And Mile High Mike says, good point, VDT. All right. So your thoughts on laying since we
I like the lay on the ATS. Sometimes I'll go ahead and lay one side, but not normally. I'm usually going to lay it. I will absolutely lay it if I've got a box number and I've already hit one side. That is no question about it. I'm going to do that. If I'm like just pounding, because like sometimes you're just getting smalls, like you're only getting little numbers or you're only getting big numbers. Usually for me, it'll be primarily smaller numbers that I'm getting. But when I'm getting that and then I have one box number left and like it's a 4 or it's a 5, depending on how the roll is going, I might lay that too. With it, I did play. So that Cape Girardeau, somebody else popped in there, said they play that casino on their way. And I do that when I'm going on down south. It's about halfway for me to Mississippi. And it's a crapless table. It's interesting. The surface was bouncy last year. This year was good when I played there a month or two ago. But you can lay on that crapless table. And
that's convenient. That's convenient. I mean, that's
super convenient.
It
was profitable.
Awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Doing it. I like awesome. That. Can't hop on it, but they do offer lays on it. It's the only one I've seen like that.
Oh, Fuzzy says, I love laying on the fire bet because it's always a layable number. You know what? Good point, man. Good point. That is man, it's nice when you've got that. We were someone had this guy had 3 to the fire. I was hoping he'd make that 4 because it gets exciting when you've got $10 on it, because then your lays can get up there, man. Yeah. Especially if they make that 5th one. Holy shit, that's awesome. Reaper says, I have a plan in Hollywood where they stopped the game until surveillance cleared the 100 payout for someone else on my roll. I mean, listen, stopping the game at that point, I guess that's a good problem to have. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a good problem to have, because you probably should all at that point. I think after you hit an ATS for that, you're leaving. You should be leaving. That's an excellent high point. See ya.
Yeah.
Peace out.
For real.
Real Pain, curious if shooting for aces family plays craps. I have a hard time getting anyone in my friend group to play anything other than bubble. The 5-year-old is already playing, right?
Yeah. My 5-year-old, he likes to play on the table, but nobody else really plays craps. My wife loves slot machines. That's her game. With that, I would play roulette and a little bit of blackjack and whatnot, whether it be live table or the video ones is what I played until I found craps, and then it's pretty much, I don't exclusively play craps, but it's pretty much the only thing I play. I'll go play a little bit of slots too.
I like that about you, man, that you are an absolute purist, just like me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, why would I go to that other table? I want to get at mine. It's a bummer sometimes you get there and the table's too damn full and you get to play. That's the Vegas advantage, right? Of just go to another one, or they got more tables. Walk to the other side of the casino or whatever.
John from ProCraps chiming in again. What are your thoughts on laying when you can on the first side, and then if that side pays, not laying on the second side, since you already locked in profit and try to bang the all cleanly? So I've got an immediate answer for you. I think, and the caveat here is that it really depends on the level that you're playing at and what's in your bankroll, like what's in your rack at that moment. It's questionable laying on again. So I'm playing at hundreds. I play for the lay on the small or the tall. I play for that. I will automatically lock in $1,000, and then I go for it, and then I'll still probably lay if you can. I don't know how you can't. You're going to be in so many situations, crapless, and also when you have horn numbers left where you can't lay. So when you have that opportunity, to me it makes sense. So that's why I play it bigger, because it's just a bigger chunk that you can. It becomes a little more debatable when you've got quarters on it, because your lays should be 300, just a flat 300 across for every number. You get 150, 200, or 250, and then you can go for it. Who knows if you're going to get the opportunity to even lay to make them all anyway. You might not. But again, the other thing that a lot of people don't talk about when they talk about this is, am I up or down right now in this session? How important is it? You might not even want to you might not want to lay that at all. On a 30-30-30 ATS, I don't think I just don't think anything below 10 you're even laying, unless it's a lay on the all, not on the side. On the side, it's pointless. It's just pointless. You're going to win $300. Great. The lays don't make sense. And that's why 555s makes absolutely no sense. I don't even think you should be playing the ATS for anything below 30. That's a whole nother story, shooting for aces. But John, to answer this question, 30-30 on the 10-10-10, no lay on the side, but lay on the all when you've got the 1800 that you're shooting for. That's my opinion. And the payout is so much greater on the all. I would only lay it if locking in the bonus payout really makes sense, taking into account how much you are playing on the table versus how much the bonus is. And those are all good points. I think there's a lot of other variables. I think shooting for aces, people approach the ATS in a vacuum when they talk about it. That's in my opinion, that is the biggest mistake. It's not a mistake. It's just how I think differently about this bet. I view it more combined as a quasi place bet, almost as like a long-term, like an option, like a stock option. The
payout is so big, right? I mean, on it. That's the thing, especially the level that you play.
People that make fun of this bet are assuming you're playing it on everyone else and bleeding it, which I'm not. And I'm not telling anyone should or they should, that they should do that. In fact, I don't do that. I don't think you should, but you should take a shot on yourself. You play it as big as you can afford to big it, and then it's the only time. Tell me another game, roulette, blackjack, baccarat, where you can lock in money, guaranteed win no matter what. And I'll wait. I will wait. Tell me a game in the casino that you can do that, and then we can we can continue this discussion. There isn't one. All right. Used to never lay, but missing out on that 15K with one box number to go a few times in a row made me rethink it. I have only had one opportunity to lay the last number once. Dude, in 12 rolls, I went down to Aria, hundreds on it, and I just needed the 8, and I threw out a fucking 6K lay on that 8. Yeah, I still made it. Hopefully it's an even number when you can lay it, when you're playing for that, because then you can make up for it on a hard way. Just did, I was telling that story to Ed at Red Rock. Even on the small for 100, you're going to get paid. I had a 6 left. I hit the small. That's 3,000. I laid it for 1,200, guarantee 1,000, throw a 300 on the hard 6, makes up for it. There's a lot of ways to play that ATS. I think the big problem is all these people are so quick to dismiss it. When they're so quick to dismiss it, it's like, oh, it's a bad bet. You guys got to think deeper about the game. And also you're not considering all of these other elements. You're only looking at it at face value. Oh, it's a bad bet. Yeah, of course it is. Just in a vacuum, why would you play that bet? But when you're playing it in a combined manner with all your place bets, knowing what you're going to do with it, knowing that you have lay options at your disposal, knowing a certain level where it actually makes sense to take those shots, and you're not playing it on a lot of other people, and being proficient with, okay, what happens if it's an even number? Where is all this? And knowing the levels. I think it's really misunderstood bet. And of course, the argument is so easy. It's almost so easy to dismiss how I would play that. Again, you know what? I think you got to log a lot of time. Sorry if I'm on a soapbox shooting phrases. You got a lot of you have to log a lot of time at the table to have this discussion with me. And it's the people that don't play this bet that somehow have become experts on it. And that I would take issue with, because there's not a lot of people that have played this like me, or that play it as often as I do. And it's just a whole nother story. So, is it profitable? I don't know. I mean, again, that's like saying, are your hardways profitable? Yeah. It's like I've got an accountant with me that's keeping track of all 10 bankrolls. That's not how this game works. It's one game. It's inclusive with all of these bets, and you figure out how to incorporate that bet. Everyone plays it different. I think I play it my own way. But
I think your technique is good. I mean, and that's basically what I've adopted as a version of that, not at the level, but taking that into consideration for the whole game, kind of like the come out game, is where you're like, okay, I'm going to have this, but I want to be covered for this, and I need to be covered for that, because that come out roll is your safest roll, with anything. As long as you play it right, you're really not going to lose anything. And if you can start banging numbers out, and you know what it takes to get those numbers through there, you have a high opportunity to get that 150 or 174, to 1 payout.
Listen, it's funny because I was talking to Alan G. Shout out Alan G. from Hawaii, one of crap shooter. And he was laughing at me because we were talking about lay bets. He's like, no, dude, we don't lay that. We're just going for it. And I understand and respect that. But everyone's situation is different. I'm here playing. So I'm going to go because I know that, well, if I don't hit it this time, it's not if I don't hit it, or if I do hit it, it doesn't matter. That's the other advantage that I have when you're having this argument about laying or not laying or playing the ATS. It's a whole nother thing. Fuzzy says, that is so true. Just hit it. So, maybe he was just saying, so do you have a set that works mostly for shooting for aces and midnight? Do you have a set that you at this level, 2 years into the game shooting for aces, that you have a set that you do shoot for aces with?
Not necessarily. I don't with that. I know that where they'll likely come from. I know that I will likely hit aces or midnight more with the 5-6-6-5 than I will with a 3-2-5-3 or mini B or something like that with it. So that will be it. I have utilized, my secondary toss is the throw in the chopper, stack dice toss. And with that one, I throw aces on top, like John learned that from watching his channel. And that one, I can have a high tendency of hitting aces if I really need to on it, but it depends on the table. And if I'm on a hot roll, there's no way I'm changing that shit. I'm just going to keep going and be like, let's just make the money, Well,
you know what? I mean, that's the other benefit of that set of 5-6-6-5 is because if you do have that as an option that you're playing for, down the road, your little option bet will pay dividends. You can get some of those horn numbers out of the way early.
Yeah.
And then all of a
And I would
sudden,
like to get them out of the way early because I want to
Yeah.
lay that. I want to lay a
dude,
box number.
things come in your focus. Carol Reaper says, totally agree, 10-10. A 10-10 only lay at 10-10-10 for the all. 1000%. Good night, Sweet Lou. Sweet Lou is calling it. Real Pain with a real interesting question. Has shooting for aces ever considered quitting craps? Serious question. That's what I said, man. It is a serious question.
Yeah, serious question. No.
Story about a big win or loss that may have influenced that decision.
No, I haven't. I mean, with that, I enjoy gambling. I told you I've been basically a business owner for most of my life. My theory is that every business owner is a gambler, whether they want to admit it or not. Because what's business? It's all about you need more wins than you do losses.
Shooting for aces with the profound entrepreneurial statement, right? Right.
And I'm never going to play with something that I'm not willing to lose, right? I mean, none of us ever should, right? So I'm going with, I'm willing to lose this. I sure as shit don't want to. I want to turn it into a profit, but I'm not playing with something that it's going to hurt me if I lose it. And, it's fun. It's, part of what we do for entertainment. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, it's great. Dice grinders, people that say it's a bad bet because they can't hit it. I like that little laughing emoji that he throws in. Proverb 16:33. That's right, 10-10. Trust in your roll. If not, then don't play it. Not for everyone. Exactly. Right. I'm sure there's a million expressions. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Real Pain. 10-10 rhomboid. You said it, man. The rhomboid is coming out. That is at that level. BRB. 10-10. BRB. Got to go to bed. When are those books headed to the East Coast? Oh, by the way, Shooting for Aces.
Yeah.
You were one of the first people to order, dude.
I think I actually got it in first, didn't I?
You were? Oh my God, dude.
I was jacking with my phone when the thing come across. I was like,
what the hell? It's like just went on sale. We're printing these up, BRB. Right now, ETG is over there. We have had the printing press ran out of ink. We got new ink. We should have these things, AETG. We should have these shipped out when, you think? Next week, for sure. For sure. Next week. Man, I can't wait to get all these things out of my life, too. So, and then, you know what? Fuzzy says, a repeater table can be very profitable if you tend to throw repeat numbers often enough. And I will add to that. By the way, whole nother discussion, Shooting for Aces. Fuzzy, I play the repeater like I do the ATS. Same philosophy. It's the same philosophy, just different numbers. You can easily do I throw 100 up there on the repeaters. Allows you to throw some lays out. Unfortunately, some of the repeaters at Caesars is nice because you've got repeaters that are on regular table. A lot of the repeaters seem to be on crapless tables, which suck. Because you can then piece together some nice little, you can get, within a number away if you wanted to throw out. Those become especially juicy when you start playing them for bigger money. But that's the other thing that you'd have to add in there. Tell me, finding repeater tables that are on regular craps games, not crapless. They seem to put that on a lot of crapless games.
I haven't got to play hardly any repeaters or fires. I've been on a couple of tables that have them. There was one, I think, Harrah's in Biloxi. They had a fire bet or something. And I'm like, what is this? Because it was not something at my home casinos in Vegas. I don't think Wynn, Fountain Blue, and I don't think Wynn or Encore have any of that. It's ATS. That's it.
Yep. Yeah. I think Paris, that one table, you can. And it's also on the crapless. But I don't play that one table. Well, let me see here. Mile High Mike says, I like 1-3-2-1 for horns. Reaper, a 12/1-2-2-1 will give me aces and boxcars. Ripper. Can I stop by and pick up the box this week, save you postage? You can. I just gotta, once they're done, I'll let you know. Of course, man. And then, or I'll bring it. If you're out somewhere, give me an excuse to go out and play somewhere. Fuzzy, the 2 and 12 are just another hard way. That is a good point. Mm-hmm. If you can throw hard ways, you can hit the 2 and 12.
I messed with Ed at the event with that. He was like, they're the hardware set, and I put 6s on top. So I'm like, it's a hardware, it's just the different ones.
Yeah. That's funny, dude. That is funny. Hey, Real Pain says, if Shooting 4 ever gets up north, give me and Sandman and Wisco and Joe and everyone else from Wisconsin and Illinois a call.
Right.
You ever go up there, dude?
I don't really like the cold.
Well, isn't it cold where you are?
Oh yes, we get hotter than shit and colder than hell. You know, I mean, it's we get a little bit of everything. But now I have most of my family's down south, so we're going to be around here or traveling. You know, if we're traveling, we're probably going to the beach or we're going to Vegas.
Yeah. Fuzzy, the good table at Paris is a repeater now. So that table that we played at out on its own is a repeater table, and I believe it's a regular and repeater table. Then they have the crapless, which has repeaters, and then they have another one that has repeater. That's a regular, and then the table I like, 252, is their only ATS table. It's the best table there. Yeah, it ain't that cold. I mean, he's got a point. I mean, it's not like it's that. I mean, he's got a point, right?
Oh, we lived in northern Iowa for about a year. That was about all I could take up there. First time I got up and went outside, and there was 3 feet of snow, and there was nothing the night before. My mind was just, it was just like, oh my gosh, where am I? This Southern boy is in the wrong spot.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I like I like this heat that's here.
Oh, I love the heat in Vegas.
Man,
the dry heat out there is amazing. You're like, hey, it's great.
Craps Master Journey, he's in the heart of it, dude. He is in the heart of cold weather.
Yeah.
All right, cool, man. Yeah. All right, so Shooting for Aces. What is up with I'd like to thank everyone that's in the chat, though. It's really nice, man. This is a good group of guys and ladies. You know what? So check this out, you guys. I've got upcoming, I posted this up on Patreon, but I'm stoked about the guests after this Shooting for Aces, dude. We've got next in 2 weeks, Coach Ronnie from Casino Quest. That'll be good. Ron's so cool, man. He's a nice guy, dude. And then 2 weeks after that, got King Dice. That'll be a good show. That'll be a good show.
I talked to him on the phone for about half an hour one time early in my journey. You know, when I was trying to find a table, he had something like on one of his shorts or something talking about hit me up. So I gave him a call and
really?
with him a little bit. Yeah, he was an interesting dude.
Yeah, I've never been to his shop. Maybe I'll have to make a trip down. Yeah, maybe I'll have to make a trip down there, do some due diligence before he gets on. I had a talk with him a little while ago, and then Craps Cheerleader is going to be on. That's why I was going. Where I was going with this. Do you know her?
Nope. I know her in the chat. That's it.
She's great. She was actually, I can't wait to talk about this. She was handing out etiquette cards, or she has etiquette cards.
Yeah.
That's really cool. The fact there's not enough female players in the game. She had a nice role, man.
Yeah.
She was on it with Donut Joe, dude. They were, that was cool. And so I feel like that's, there needs to be more females playing this game in general.
Yeah.
Maybe because it is so intimidating. I've got a lot of questions for her to even ask that, because it's intimidating for some guys. You know what I mean? You'd think, oh, you wouldn't be intimidated, but I think that where does that intimidation come from? I mean, man, I was so intimidated when I was the baby ferret.
I mean, there's so much going on, and and the excitement at the table, that's I think what draws you in. You're like, what is going on over there? Those people are having a big old time, and all this stuff going on. And but then you're also like, you get up there and you're like, oh my God, how do I bet this?
And I was intimidated. And I was intimidated also by bankrolls too, because I was going up there with not much, a couple hundred. And then when you make that, but even then seeing these guys, little do I know now, what types of players they were, but I was still at that point early on judging a bigger bankroll thinking, oh, okay, well, obviously you watch them, they know how to play. So not the case. now looking back on it, but that's natural to think that, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you say when you're just there and you're like, what the hell is going on?
Oh, well, especially you see somebody buying as much as you do, like starting to win. I'm just like, holy shit. One, you're like, how do these
Dude.
people have so much money? And then just, kind of throwing it out there. And then you're like, oh, well, they're just literally just doing it like a slot machine because there's no real
Yeah.
thought to it whatsoever. It's just put it out there
Yeah.
and I'm going to win or lose.
You know what? You mentioned weed. I just looked over at the Instagram thing. I saw him he's watching. Shout out Weed on Instagram.
He's over on there,
too.
yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Weed, have you been playing at when? We want to know. Inquiring minds want to know because you were talking about that. I haven't talked to you in a minute about that, right? Where are you going to play next, dude? When you play?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're probably planning a Vegas trip pretty soon, I would say. Sometime within the next month. Might make it up to Kansas City before then, but probably.
There was a table that was happening.
Win Encore, Fountain Blue.
There was a table that was happening at in Kansas City that Okran Polo was setting up. That I think that ends something. Yeah, that's a shame that fell apart.
Yeah, no, it was.
I know we put a lot of work
JJ
into
was
that.
Coming up, and a lot of the local guys and stuff, Camper, Bernowski, Okran Polo, with that. But now I got a call on like Tuesday or Wednesday from JJ, and he's like, "Hey, have you heard about this?" And I'm like, "No, not yet." So yeah, unfortunately that fell apart. But I will say I like the Ameristar a little better. Their tables are a little shorter than the ones are at Harrah's where that event was going to be. So I think in KC, my favorite tables currently are the Ameristar.
That was some of my first dice that I ever got were from that casino.
Oh, really?
Except they were like drilled out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but those were like some of the first dice I ever got was from this guy sent me a bunch of those from Ameristar from KC.
From Ameristar KC, isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Reaper, little PSA, the Blue Ridge Crap Shooters, aka Country Boys. Well, the Oak Ridge Boys are planning to do battle at Caesars, Virginia in Danville this weekend, including Dr. Yank, ATS Hunter, Caveman, Dark Vader. Shout out Dark Vader, played with Dark Vader and Tilted Dunk at Palms.
Yeah, that's a good crew.
Yeah, I know. That is a good crew, man. That'll be Yep. Yeah, man, those guys are cool. It's pretty cool how this community is so small that, you end up, finding people that are, like-minded. I mean, I'm stoked Wisco and Moonshine are coming out, so I'll make some time to go find a, table with those guys.
Yeah, it's been, that's been really fun. It's cool to find the camaraderie and the like-mindedness of the folks that are like in this group or, in some of the other, groups like Heavy's group or whatever with the different followings of that. I found it to be really interesting. And like everybody that is like doing what we're doing has the etiquette. They're a lot more friendly and whatnot because you never know what you're going to run into at the craps table, right? With attitudes and and different things like that. But if you're hitting it up with somebody that's like following this, you're going to be with some solid folks.
Yeah, I think they all want the same thing, and they all have great etiquette, and they just know what's up.
Yeah, and that makes such a difference in the world. Like the worst table I ever played at there a week or two ago was like, oh my gosh, I was like, this is painfully slow. And even a low limit table, it's like $10 table or something like that. And it was just packed and took me an hour and a half to get to shoot, and I was like,
dude, I can't deal. I cannot deal. I can't deal with that. I just can't deal. I can't deal with that.
I was like, well, I guess we're here. We're killing some time before we go to bed for the airplane early in the morning. So it was like, okay,
Listen, we gotta update that I can't put in here because somehow this chat doesn't show up in here, but Weed says win is quite bouncy. I've had 3 smaller winning sessions though. It is. There's one table there that isn't super bouncy. weed. I know that for a fact. But yeah, I would say Encore's even bouncier. And
Oh,
they are a
Encore's
little higher.
strapless table is like a sponge. I mean, it is one of the bounciest tables I've ever played on.
Oh, really? See, I haven't
Other
played
than
that.
Boonville, the very closest casino to me has one crapless table, and it is the bounciest. Well, the Encore in that one are the bounciest tables I've ever seen.
You say
Maybe the
Boonville?
Bahamas, Boonville, Missouri. Yeah.
Oh man, dude, what's that place like? Boonville.
It's
would I get killed there?
What is that? It's an Isle of Capri. It's a Harris property, and it's not great. It's little, little dirty. Craps table sucks, so it's not even worth going to.
Did you ever watch that guy in the Bone Zone? What's his name?
In the Bone Zone.
What is that guy's name?
YouTube.
What the hell's his name? Why can't I think about it? Bone Thrower.
Bone Thrower.
You never watched
I'd
him?
be doing good to remember a handle even. So.
Yeah. I mean, he's out that way. I think he's somewhere. I thought so. I don't know. Okay. I'd like to get that guy. I would like to get that guy on the show. If anyone knows that guy, I would like to get him on this show. I think that would be fascinating. Yeah. Calling all guests. Anyone that wants to be on this show, I'm booking it right now for October. Oh, I got Grasshopper coming in. That'll be cool. Grasshopper's coming in, I think, October 14th or 15th. And that's wide open. So anyone that wants to be on this show, let me know. But that would be cool to get fucking Bone Thrower on this. I don't know if he would come on. I'd like to get Dom on this show.
Yeah.
I don't know what he would say. He'd probably hang up on me. I don't know.
You went to one of his classes, right?
Yeah, I went to one of his classes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I learned what I call the baby bird toss.
Is that so when you do the baby bird with that, you're doing the par toss, the backswing, the whole thing?
Yeah. Shout out Big AZ. It is a nice, we mentioned you earlier, Big AZ. And then Ollie, hey, 10 ton in chat. I just saw him a couple weeks ago at Palms. Bone Zone and Dom. Yeah, that would be great to get these guys on the show.
Yeah.
I would. I think then, I mean, I don't know who else I could get. I'm trying to get, oh my God, I'm trying to get from Bo, I'm trying to get Sharpshooter on.
Oh,
that would be fucking epic if I can get, if Bo can hook that up. That would be so sweet. I would now. Okay, so speaking of a book, I think that's like the best book. That's the best book.
Which one is that? What's the title on that one?
The fucking Your Edge. Get Your Edge. Let me see if I
got that one.
Get what is it? Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter. Get the Edge. Where is that? Yeah. It's get the Edge. Well, it's technically Get the Edge at Craps.
The Edge at Craps, okay.
But Get the Edge. That's it, because you can thumb through that like anywhere there. It's a very long book. I was like, fuck, man, these guys wrote. You know who's a very talented writer? Heavy is extremely talented. I tell that to him all the time. I think that guy is so gifted. He's like a gift. He's a gifted writer in a time where people aren't really writing. And I was talking to Ed about this on how lazy. I watch a lot of videos on pattern recognition through AI from novelists and writers, and how there's the pattern of like, there's just patterns that you can pick out that they just spit out over and over and over again. And but Heavy is like, he's just so gifted as far as his generally just on how he writes. You know,
his writing
really is.
His newsletters. I mean, if you don't get his newsletters or anybody in the chat doesn't,
I mean, the guy can talk like
the
guy can talk, man. It's almost like you gotta, like, you just like go, and then you can, like, that guy can talk and he writes like he talks, like he just like, you know. So
no, I truly enjoy all his newsletters and things like that. I'll save them, you know, be like, okay, I got to get that on there and just keep it in there for, if I don't have time right then to read it, it's like, I want to have that page open on the phone. So when I do, you know, have a chance to it, because, you know, there's comedy in there, a little bit of drama, a little bit of everything.
Real pain. He was a salesman for GM, I know, and Ford, and they were trained, but most of it was natural. Yeah. He's just one of those guys. Heavy. I was like, I was like talking to Heavy. Dude, listen to this. Brian the broker. Brian, I think I have your number, correct? I know I have your number, but your handle is a little different than this. Dom is currently at the Hard Rock Tampa playing 66 inside. That is hilarious, dude. I know he's given he just had classes, I think, in Tampa. I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right. I think I got that email. I'm on the list.
Guy's got a racket going, man. I mean, but hey, man, good job. That History Channel. Isn't that funny when you're first starting to play craps, you end up watching that thinking like, that's going to be me. That is going to be me. I'm going to do that. And it just is like craps is nothing like that. You know what I mean?
Nothing.
Like there is absolutely nothing like what happens. You know what I mean? In that made for TV, whatever the fuck dramatization of what a craps roll is. You know,
traumatization like on steroids.
It's so funny. It is so funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you've just never.
But you are like, man, I want to do that. I want to roll like 100 times, you know? Like,
I know. And I don't play. I mean, I don't count on, it'd be nice for it to happen, but I don't count on it. I'm only like really worried when I start my session. Let's just like get through this first couple rolls and we are on, you know?
Yeah, no, I like that. And I think that the short rolls, I've been playing a little bit of the 10-ton 2-hit takedown, which
solid.
I definitely like that strategy. Bo and I really worked on that in my last, time and did some modifications to it of how it was. It was great.
I converted Bo after all this time. I think it's hilarious, right? That
he loves it. He does. He's like
loves it, dude.
He does.
But if you're playing, oh yeah. See, hold on. This is hold on a second. Stanford Wong would be a good guest, and I'm going to ask Bo when I see him on Monday. I'll ask him about getting some of these people. Yes. All right. Mr. 1K a day. I knew that was you. And I owe you. Yes. I'll call you, dude, after the show. All right. For sure. Thanks for joining the chat, dude. Appreciate it. That 10-ton 2-hit takedown, it's effective it's such a short-term play. It's not meant to be this long-term thing. That's what I mean. It's a sub 10. That's what's coming in. I have systems upon multiple systems where it's like you should be changing as the roll you're betting should be changing during a roll, not just like point your car in one direction and go. That's how I play the game. Different. Everyone on YouTube will teach. This is how you're equating a system with a strategy, which is completely wrong.
You just do this regardless.
Completely wrong.
Do this.
They're not strategies. They're systems, and that's it. If your strategy is that system, you need help. Yeah. You do. You need to advance. If your strategy, if you're calling whatever that is, fucking whatever you're going to play on bubble craps, you're going to take that to the table and you're going to call that your strategy. I'm not a don't better. I'll bet the don'ts. Because you just can't do it. You just can't.
No, but I think I blew everybody in the chat's mind, because it's like a last one with Bo. We're like, okay, we're going to do a little modification to the 10-ton 2-hit takedown as far as like, okay, we're going to set a point. We're going to take odds on the point. We're going to roll again, not do anything. So make sure he likes to get past one roll and then go across with it and then wait until I got a couple of them. And it's very effective, when you're on, a short roll, you might lose your ass, but
it's meant to be effective for sub 10 rolls. Yeah. Its purpose is to keep you in business. That's all its purpose is really there, to keep you sort of at even treading water without sinking. Real Pain says 5 count does work sometimes. Last session on my table just before Thursday night. I mean, listen, the 5 count could work on everything could work at one point or another, depending on the table. But the 5 count could also cost you, and it could cost you.
did not find it very effective at all. I tried that, I read that book or whatever, right? So that was an early on, let's do this. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just sitting here forever. And then when I do throw a bet out there, it's going on a come bet. And then you're like, oh, and I got to hope they hit that again, but they haven't hit it in any of these other times.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, I'm sorry. I mean, I say this with all due respect, but I fucking think that's like a horrible way to play the game. And yeah, Moonshine's right. Everything can work until it doesn't. Shout out Moonshine.
For real.
But I think that's just not that. I do not vibe with how to play with a 5 count. And the funny thing is I did my own little survey when I'm at the class, and I don't even think his fucking teachers play the 5 count. And I would go so far as to bet that he doesn't fucking play the 5 count. How much I would wonder. I think you have to teach that. I think the GTC way of teaching, it's great that it's helping people get into the game. But I still think that playing that strategy, does anyone really play that way? That's the question that should be asked. Right. Hey, do you really play this way? I know it's almost like playing to not play. You know what I mean? Hey, let me stand around the table a little more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, let me make this what would be a 12-roll hand, a 7-roll hand. You know what I mean? Or dude, that was absolute. I was like, what am I doing here? Like, how can everyone else here be thinking that that's fun or that's like the way to play? It's like, hey, let me look both ways before I cross the street, and then both ways again, and then both ways again, and then let me drone it. Then let me drone it, and then before I walk, it's almost like, dude, no.
Right.
Do the 1 count. Oh my God. Yeah. So I don't know, man.
No, I think that, there's all these different systems, and I've tried a bunch of different, do the martingale, and this and this and this.
I've seen someone teaching the Fibonacci. Yeah, no one plays that way. No one does. But yet it's taught as the way to play, which is kind of funny. I mean, it's kind of weird, right?
Oh, and it's hitting so hard. That CD I was referencing, DVD thing, whatever, with it. When I saw how hard they were on that, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to this class. I can't deal with this shit. I'm not gonna listen to something that is like, so you have to do this.
I was thinking about that though. Like, I don't know, the by the book proper way to gamble, and you got to have this and the proper way is to use have 5% of whatever I mean, come on, really? 99.9% of people don't do that. Then just not going to do it. And then you kind of get yelled for it for not being a disciplined gambler. I don't, Two Seam, shout out Two Seam. 5 count is an extreme way to tiptoe into the game. You think? What is your preferred tiptoe in? It's definitely not that. I might as well tiptoe on home.
You know
what I mean?
If I had to play like that, it'd be so boring.
Man, tiptoe into the game. You can tiptoe into the game with a 6 and 8. You can tiptoe into the game with odds on your pass line. You can tiptoe into the game with one other bet. But waiting that long is just like, I think it's how you approach life. Sometimes you can approach life being a little too cautious and a little too afraid. I don't think you get anywhere in life doing that. Yeah, it's a safe way. It's like why my dad would stress mutual funds, But sometimes if you're younger, maybe you take a little more advantage on some different investments that carry some risk. But I think this game I think the only way to really thrive in this game, there is no safe way to play this game. I try to play a clean game, like a clean, perfect game, shooting for aces. It's so nice when it works out that way. You can't play a clean game. In fact, some of the best, some of the times when you've actually really made some gains in this, when you've played almost like an ugly, sort of brutal version. It's not necessarily pretty, but you kind of have to get dirty with this game at some point and maybe go, you know what? I am going to put this much odds behind it, or I am going to, it's really pushing yourself and being in uncomfortable spots are where you're going to have, you have to hit other plateaus. You can't tiptoe into the game all the time. It's nice to say that. I think you can, but you can tiptoe in on a random shooter with just an ATS bet, or you can tiptoe by not playing an ATS and you can play a 6 and 8. And then as Ed said, it's a battle between it's a 6 and 8 versus a 7. That's how you can tiptoe in. I mean, but waiting 5, fuck that shit.
No, that's the bullshit. My tiptoe on a random shooter is going to be 5-5-5 and a $15 pass line, and hope it does something. I'm risking $30 and go with that.
Real Pain says better off playing a hybrid before that. And then the Fibonacci, dude. So the Fibonacci, that's funny, Matt Hatter. And I see a lot of people, like, for some reason online now teaching the Fibonacci and playing the Fibonacci. I mean, that's like, I don't know. That's like, it's a way to
kind of
play
like the
it,
martingale. That's where
I feel like it's. I feel like the Fibonacci is like martingale adjacent. It's more in that way of thinking about betting. It doesn't have. There's not much nuance to playing this. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this, and double it or triple it. I've never gotten into that. It does. I feel like it is martingale adjacent. Marty Martingale. Huggy Bear, the 5 count is not a good. What about the idea of playing 220 inside and taking one hit and regressing? So that's pretty interesting.
I played Mark's system with that. I met him. He was, with heavy, and
220 is awesome, dude.
Yeah,
220 is awesome, man. What a great for Bone Tracker. What a great class he gave on that.
Yeah. I didn't do that one, but I've talked to him a little bit about it. And with that, he was the one that told me, it's like, you don't have to have a lot of rotation in your dice. In fact, I don't like mine to rotate. And so that's where I'll vary that a little bit in the toss of, depending on table conditions. It's like, oh, you don't need to have, this perfect spinning thing down through there. You might want them to be fairly still and not spin very much at all.
I try to not have, I try it from shooting from stick right. I think that you can accomplish, that's the thing. I think you can accomplish that better from stick right.
Oh, I can do either one. It's like, you want to put a spin in it or not? I mean, from that stick right, I think it's a great shot for that.
Yeah. I don't like putting a lot of rotation on, but when you're doing the baby bird toss and the par toss, you almost like, it almost comes with that because of that's such a light grip. I feel like that does almost get it for me, it adds too much rotation. I like stick right because I can almost go. Eddie Money saw that shot because they're shooting right towards his face. And he was like, man, you have like hardly any rotation on your toss, which I like it. I like it that way. And it's weird when you start playing longer, you can see the dice slow down where you can actually see you know what I mean? You can see the rotations on it the more you play.
Because it's like it just like drops in there.
Yeah,
it's like a drop shot.
And then I mean, I don't play 220. I play 220 inside a lot, but I do not do one hit and regress. I'll always press up a number and then possibly I regress vertically. I never regress horizontally. It's just not my thing. I understand it for a lot of reasons. It takes too much time. I don't like it. It's messy, but I get it. And yeah, that's the CV Vegas dude that does that. I mean, that's cool that he's teaching people, I guess. You know what I mean? All the guys that are out there. But I mean, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Profound words from Mad Hatter. Huggy Bear, fuck the Fibonacci. Just place your entire bankroll on the field and just throw a 12. Then you can say good night. Is it good night, Grace, or good night, Gracie? I don't know. I don't know where that expression is an old expression. I think. So,
man, how many times are you playing and you have the random person just come up and they're like, "I just need one black chip and throw it in the field."
Yeah, I know, dude. I know. Real Pain. New one by Color Up. The Shadow. 110 inside. If you get an inside hit, lay the 5 or 9 for 60, and hope for one more inside hit. Then you are only out $15. Then press to the moon. See, I just don't play the game like this. And I just think these guys are coming up with like, I think these guys are, I don't know if he doesn't come up with it. I think he just borrows. This isn't even a strategy. These are systems. This is just a system play. And I just think it's like, man, that's a lot of complex work. And I try to make the game more simple. I like simple, chunky, fast bets. And this is a very, like, I don't like the complex stuff. I think it's weird. It's almost like I don't know, that whole shit, all that shit confuses me. It doesn't confuses me why people are attracted to it.
They want to get out of the hand. It's like there's so many of these systems.
Yeah,
it's like after one roll, after one hit, you can get out of the hand. You're risking nothing. I think that's the appeal, or that's the pitch.
There's a lot of ways to get out of a hand, right? My way is just different. I prefer pressing.
Yeah.
Full pressing immediately, because if it's going to be a short roll, it's going to be a short roll. Mm-hmm. Why don't you take advantage of whatever you made on that first or second roll, press it all the way up. There's a point of being too scared. And I mean, dude, we're in a casino gambling. This game is gambling. Like exactly. Take a little risk within your first 5 rolls. You're going to have to. So it's like, just in some ways, regardless of your bankroll, like you got to man up. If your bankroll's $200, like whatever, if you got a $30 6 and 8, press that bitch up. Just press it up. You can come down really quick. But I don't like the across regressions. I hate them personally. That's my personal preference. Do you regress across shooting for aces?
No, I mean I've tried all of these different things, and I'll roll them out in practice, and it just doesn't seem to be that profitable. Like, okay, cool, I got my money off the table, but I got too low, so then I got to do so many more rolls to make any real money.
Yeah, okay, profitable, but it's also clunky. It's clunky.
Oh, it's totally clunky.
And then go take that to a dealer. Go take that to a crew that isn't an A+ crew. That's not an ARIA crew or a WIN crew. Go take that to a crew that's got definitely a really weak dealer, an okay dealer, and then a good dealer. And then you're on the side with the weak stick and the weak dealer. Okay, good luck with that system, because then you're going to slow the game down, and anyone that really wants to play the game is not going to be into that. Like, save it for do that shit on bubble craps all day long by yourself. Mile High Mike, 6 and 8 Fibonacci sequence according to CV Vegas. 36, 42, 90, 180, 360, 420, 900, 1800, 3600, 4200 table max. Yeah. I think a lot in theory, like this is, oh, Globe. How are you, Globe? Chiming in at the end. Shooting for aces, Globe. Growth comes from being uncomfortable in life as well as craps. Ah, man, exactly. Right. Shooting for aces.
Absolutely.
You've had to gamble. If you've been in business for yourself, it's an entire gamble on yourself. Mm-hmm. It's a risky thing. I think that lends itself to playing craps and gambling. I know it has for me. I'm used to taking risks with your life as far as your income and what you choose to do. Mm-hmm. But I feel like fortune favors the bold. You know what I mean? That whole thing. You got to take these risks. Same thing in craps. You'll never get these big wins if you don't put it out there. And sometimes you're putting your balls out there, and you should be nervous. You should be uncomfortable. And it is kind of scary. All that stuff is natural. Right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I look back at a lot of the rolls early on, and you're like, okay, I was being pretty cheap. I'm only playing a number or pass line, Well, I'm hitting all these numbers, maybe hitting repeaters, scared to put any extra money out there. And then what did I walk away with? Maybe what I started with.
Dude, shooting for aces.
Tiny win.
Shooting for aces. I think this is the gets the profound comment of the night. I like this, man. Being uncomfortable in life as well. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. All right, Biloxi craps, man. I had a guy betting the field on me last weekend. He was betting between 300 and 2,500 and kept winning. It was weird how he was getting so lucky with his timing. Dude, it is sometimes. I had a random guy come up and just bet the field and bet some big hard ways. And then all of a sudden I threw like aces and then midnight. And this guy walked away with like 3,000 really quick.
Yeah.
It's crazy how it is. Life is about timing. Fuzzy, 10 ton is very disciplined better from what I have witnessed. Thank you. When people do witness it, they will understand. I think a lot of people have a lot of bad impressions. Maybe it's because it's for the show and it's because people like to, play into that fact that I might be betting big, but I am a very disciplined, I'm a sound better. That is probably my biggest strength. It is my biggest strength by far.
No, you're playing with it. It's impressive to watch your betting because you know exactly what's going to happen.
I'm multiple moves ahead in my head on where to go. And a lot of times I think you should be able to educate dealers. You're going to have weak crews. It's important to know that your crews are going to be weak. At Paris, they are going to be weak. 1000%. They will not know that and right now there's a lot of weak dealers at Paris. They got some new guys. I was literally having to go, okay, you're right. Because the floor, Warren was like, just keep the dice moving. He didn't understand because I was telling his stick, you're wrong, dude. Anyway, he came out and he was like, Warren, this is what this pays. This is how gets computed. And he was like, yeah, I'm sorry. And so there are a lot of weak dealers know that don't think that this crew is going to be this all-knowing, know all these bets. They're not. Paris, they're going to have weak dealers. There's always weak people on the cruise. Aria is going to be fantastic, A level. You're not going to find someone that's really weak at the places that have higher limits. They're going to have better dealers. So, and a lot of people watching this, I'm telling you, you should know your bets. They're going to get your bets wrong. They're going to get your center action wrong. Guarantee it 1000%.
Yep. That's why I've got the grease boards to program it into me because, I mean, you get a little spoiled playing at the nice places, playing the Wynn, playing the Fountain Blue. They've got great dealers. They know exactly what is going on. You're going to get paid right. Then you go somewhere else and you're like, holy shit.
Keep it easy for the dealers. Fuzzy, yes. You should keep it easy for the dealers. That's the second best comment tonight.
Yeah.
Besides the profound statement. Keep it easy. All these systems are not easy. They're not easy. They're not easy for you to learn and then take it to a table. And I'm sure you're going to be playing, unless you're playing alone, it's going to be paying. Like it's like playing. Anyway. Yeah. Moonshine. Some of these strategies are like playing scared. Playing scared still drains your bankroll. Fuck yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
It's a slow bleed trying to do it all clean and super clean and cautious. And it is a fucking slow. It's like having a vampire stuck to your neck.
You're going to be at the table for a while, but you're just losing your money.
Dom is not playing the 5 count. I humored myself watching him in his class at the table. It was 66 inside, same bet, same bet, same bet. Oh man, dude. Man, I like it. I like it. Real pain. After 2 hits, you can do the 10-ton 2-hit takedown. You can on a number. 2 hits, that's all it takes. You can take down $100, even at $30 or 25. You take down. Fuzzy, play to win and don't play to not lose. I mean, these guys are right, man. By the way, if you ever been able to play on a table with Fuzzy, Moonshine, all these guys, fucking awesome. These are like, these people in this community are good to play with, man. It's the people that, playing with Bump John has been because we play totally different. He knows I hate how he bets because he's a regression guy, but he knows, and that's an awareness that if he's playing with me and I'm shooting, that he does his shit fast. That's important. When you're playing at a table and you've got 3 people at a table and somehow the dice are not coming back to you because someone's throwing in like dollar center action, like fucking stick a fork in my eye. Really? Mm-hmm. Like, how is that even possible? That's the other thing I fucking playing at Aria, playing at all these places. They don't even allow dollar bets for any of that stuff.
Center action. That gets bananas and slow.
Let's see. Huggy Bear. I'm still following my bone tracker. 3 primary numbers, then 10, then 2 a takedown. Bet what you are hitting. Caveman. Let's do 8. I think layers regressing at different times. Yeah. Real pain. 2 hits and you are out of the hand. Not sure if how that is hard for the dealer. It's well, it is okay. Well, real pain, dude. If you're spread across, this is what I'm saying. And let me put it this way: I don't want you to get the like misconstrue this. If you're the shooter, you do whatever the hell you want. Take 10 minutes. Take 10 minutes and do anything. I'm specifically only talking about when I'm shooting the dice. I think anyone who's like shooter controls the pace, but I think if you are betting and doing a complex strategy, again, my opinion, and you are not the shooter, believe me, I don't know how many times I can prove this to you at Palms and at Paris and anywhere else that this regressing, that after 2 hits, it will still cause delays. It just does. It just does. You can be out of the hands in 2 hits, but I just hate it. I personally hate, I hate the across regressing. There's a lot of movement that's involved. You have to take it all down, reset it, and then there's also the reset. So, but again, if you're shooting, then I never care how long it takes. It's not even a thing. Like, I just only care if I'm shooting. That's the only time I think speed is even a concern. Otherwise, you can do whatever you want. You know, you can Fibonacci it and everything. I just personally don't play this way. But I understand why people do. My best buddy plays this way.
But he's quick with it, you know, and
he's quick with it when I'm shooting, but I don't. But he's not. You know, you're not when he's shooting. It's like, it's all good. I'll just
shooters should be running.
I can wait. I have no problem waiting. You know, I just don't like waiting for the stick that's supposed to come to me.
I'm like, that's it. I want the dice. I want the dice.
Yeah. So again, and good discussion, Real Pain. Why even call that the Fibonacci? It's not even close. It's just a press schedule. Wisco chiming in with that. I guess so. I guess so. I don't know I don't know the proper Fibonacci. I've never played it. Just it's like I said, martingale adjacent. Okay, Real Pain. Oh my God, a 60 lay 5 and throw them $2. Wow, hard for them. I don't know. You know what, Real Pain? We'll go out, do compare. I'll bring my stopwatch. I think, dude, I don't think. Yes, I've seen so much shit at Paris going there and at Palms. Some dealers are not good. I mean, if you've got a fast dealer, yeah. But dude, there are some weak ass dealers. And when I say weak, I mean, they are very, very weak. I can point them out to you. I point them out all the time. But yeah, that's a thing, man. I just, oh my God, dude, I can picture all of them from Paris, Palms in my head, the weak dealers that will take a long time.
Do you not play that table? If you know there's a weak dealer on it, is it enough to keep you from playing it?
If there's more than one, yeah, I'm kind of or a bummer if they're on a table. There's some, unfortunately, like at Paris, there's a lot of shitty dealers and shitty attitude at Paris. And it's just a thing, man. And I know Mr. Press will vouch for me on that. I know that because he's had words, and justifiably so. Also, Donut Joe, same thing, same comment. There's a lot of attitude sometimes at Paris, which is crazy. Palms, on the other hand, doesn't, because they know all dealers just stand by me and not leave because they know we're going to make money. And we know that tipping is in play. I think every crew in Vegas should play for tips. It'd make everything so much better and make them better. It'd make the experience better for everyone. Carolina Reaper, totally agree, 10-10. Some of these regression systems slow the game down and frustrate dealers and players. Again, I think it's only when the shooter can do whatever they want. But Real Pain, check it out, man. When you're in Vegas, watch. It depends on the casino, on how fast. Some are just not. I just see it. Again, you'll start seeing it. And then you get 2 people doing it, and it's maybe not what they're used to. It can become this thing. Yes, you have to keep it simple for the dealers or they will screw up a great roll in a heartbeat. At Biloxi craps. I've seen dealers confused and completely stopping the game when someone says, cut my bets in half. That is a thing. I don't know what this, Weak dealers get stumped with the simplest things. And I think real pain, it's just the common denominator here is that there are weak dealers, like fucking bad dealers. Like I'm so surprised that Paris has such weak dealers like right now. And it's more weak dealers than strong dealers. And the crazy thing is at Paris, you have to fucking motivate these dealers with money, which you shouldn't have to. But there's 2 dealers I know, they perk up and get motivated with money, which sucks because they should at least have a little bit of that, you know, beforehand. This is customer service, but maybe they've been beaten down. I don't know. But the point is that that place is suffering. Their floors are great. Their suits are great. Unfortunately, I wish all the crews were like their suits.
That's where playing at the higher end places will spoil the shit out of it.
Yeah.
You know,
10 ton moves quick. Yep. You should know, Mr. 1K a day, you should know your progressions and payouts down cold. I have most of the dealers trained. I'm not 550 inside. I'm 550 inside and they know how I press. That's an important point. You train the dealers, whatever your system is. That's the other thing, real pain. You train them immediately. When I was playing at Paris, when I got the dice, I'm like, listen, this is how this is going to go. This pays this, this pays this. This is what's going to repeat. I give them a little like Cliff Note version on how I want it run so that we can just like get this thing moving. So then everyone's on the same page. It's worth doing that for the speed and sake of your role. Huggy Bear. Yep. Paris dealers have dropped fucking so far, dude. I still love Vanderpump, even though some of the dealers are still weak. I haven't played there. I should go play there. Fuzzy, you aren't making me feel good about staying at Paris next week. Dude, we'll talk about this because we're going to be there and we'll see it in action. And there's it's glaring at Paris right now. There's more bad dealers than there are strong dealers there.
Do you think it depends on the shift? 10 ton. I mean, like you typically play really late. Do you think?
Yeah, but I ended up getting
the
and the funny thing is that when I got that crew that came in at like late at 2 or whatever late, dude, they were great.
Like the ones that's going to roll over in the morning. Those are usually really good crews.
Dude, they were great. I mean, I was so happy when they came in on my roll. The other ones, it's like, it shouldn't be that hard, man. And I've noticed this with a lot of people that I've played there. It's just like there's a fucking attitude and that shouldn't be there. Palms is different, man. Palms is for the most part, they're just, some of them are just fucking sleepy, dude. Some are sleepy, but then there's some that are just absolutely fantastic at palms. But again, they're playing for their tips, so they're motivated. Fuzzy, a near empty table can speed things up dramatically, though. Yeah, I mean, the irony is that, as long as you're playing with a couple other people and they're conscious of their bets, because that's what I was talking to Ed at. I'm like, how can I be waiting for the dice to come back to me when there's 3 people on a table? Like, inexcusable, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Just, you shouldn't be.
They should be back to you like immediately. I mean,
but maybe you guys, and maybe you guys should check that out. Should check all that stuff out when you go to your casino. Like, pick out your strong dealers, pick out your weak dealers, and you'll start paying attention to that. It's glaringly obvious, the weak one on the crew, you know?
Oh, they stand out really quick, and they bumble the game. They can totally slow that down.
But
that is very
you know what? Because Fuzzy, Moonshine, Wisco, I'm sure we're all gonna end up at a table. There's gonna be like, and I had to tell Donut Joe, I'm like, yeah, this is not a strong crew. This isn't a good crew. Their attitude isn't good. What can you do? Sometimes you're just, at least we're on a good table, but the attitude sucks. But then our alternatives at the other table, I'm like, oh my God, is like just as bad in a different way. The ones that you have to throw money at just to sort of wake up. So, I mean, it's a shame. I think Paris has gone downhill.
Yeah. What's your tipping strategy, Ted Dunn? Like, how do you like to tip?
My tipping strategy is if I'm betting, and I'm not betting on everyone, is I give them $32. I throw them $32.
Just tell them to run it how they want to run it.
And I said, this is you, run it, and I don't want to be bothered at all. Okay. At all. Like, and then I'm shooting. And then they can make money. It's up to them. And that's how I will have them bet on a roll that I'm betting. And maybe if I'm throwing a hard way, maybe I'll throw, and if I get change back, I'm just throwing it back to them, and they know what to do with it. It's a very clear, like, it's just a clear process. I'm not telling you what to do. Here it is in the beginning, handle it. You know what I mean?
Do that, is that then considered player control or dealer control, or, but because some of the casinos are a little goofy about that.
Yeah, I just do it. Sometimes they'll follow me, but I think the ones that, like, let's say Palms, they're motivated because they play for their tips. So they're motivated to press those things. So it's up to them to really manage their own money, but at least they're in the game immediately with me. And I'm not betting at all anymore for them. I'm just worried on the shit that I need to worry about. And that's kind of how I like it. It's worked out best for me. And sometimes I don't even start with that. I'll work into it slowly, but that's not for when I shoot. Other times, if I'm just betting, I'll just throw them a $6, 6 and 8. If I'm betting on the 6 and 8, I usually have more. But again, that's it, everyone tips differently. That's how I tip. I tell the dealers what it pays and give instructions. 125 on the 5. When I hit it, I say, give me 50 and take it to 250. When the 6 hits at 150, I say, give me 25 and take it to 300, and so on and so on. See, I do think that that's important. You're just helping them along, otherwise they're NPCs, man. These are non-player characters in our life. They are operating like a robot, and their betting progressions are taught to them by the dealer school, and that's what they know. Anything else, they short circuit. The best crew at my local are all women, and I tip them well and usually color up to the positive. Man, female dealers are usually pretty solid.
Typically the best, and
except the ones at Paris. Except a lot of the ones, except a couple of the ones that I'm talking about are no. There's a couple guys and a couple girls. Let's see. When you tip well, the dealers quickly learn and remember how you bet and press. Biloxi Craps, isn't that funny how that works? All of a sudden, they just, but that's what it takes. I mean, as long as sometimes you just got to play the game. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. But you want them on your side and you want them paying attention to you. The last thing you want is holdups. And then you getting into an argument with a young dealer about what something pays, because you should know your bets better than they do. If it's like some system that you're running, you should know it. Like Mr. 1K a day just says, you're teaching them. I always teach them too. You should just teach them. Know your shit when you're going to go up there and play. You don't want any delays. Ultimately, Ollie, always say player control, and then they can do whatever. If you don't, most casinos make them take it down. Not necessarily at Palms though, because Palms is motivated. You'll notice that strong guys will rotate in for people that are betting so that they can make more money for the crew. If that's what I'd do if I was a dealer. I'd be like, all right, give it to this guy because let's not switch, and a lot of times they don't, because he's going to run these bets up. We're all going to make more money.
Yep. I like the player control, and then they press you, I press, you press, you collect, I collect, whatever.
How do we get more people into the game? I live in the sticks, like you, shooting for aces. Where in the sticks are you, Real Pain? That's a good question. Are you in the sticks? You kind of are in the sticks shooting for aces.
Oh, I'm totally. I mean, I live in the middle of the woods, and we got my closest neighbors, my daughter and grandson, in the same driveway. Other than that, they're a little ways away.
Oh, man, dude. It must be peaceful living out there.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
Are you a hunter? Can you go hunting?
I used to do a lot of duck hunting and whatnot, but I don't like the cold anymore, so that's gone by the wayside.
Yeah. 10-Ton has provided a few names, but it seems like the casino could do more. Well, yeah. What do you do more in what regard? They can do more. And I think the floor, by the way, all the floors that I've talked to are very aware, and they're not thrilled with a lot of their crews. They know that they've got like weak dealers there. They fucking know, man. And those guys are bummers. Oh, he's in southern Wisconsin. Okay. Real Pain. Have you gone out and met up with any of these guys that are in that area? Huggy Bear, shout out. I'm going to stay hydrated, dude. Thank you, Huggy Bear. Huggy Bear just got a bunch of dice. By the way, dice are on sale. Practice. Oh, fuck, dude. I wanted to show you Shooting for Aces. You want to see a couple things?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Let's go. Story time here. Let me just, I wonder if this picture will show up. Let me see. No, cancel. Who the fuck is this? Shooting for Aces. Hold on. I'm weird. Oh my God. Present or invite? Oh, here. Image file. Oh my God. I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get this picture on here. You saved it already? No, it's right here. Yeah. Image file. Yeah, we gotta go.
Sad puppy time yet.
I know, it's crazy. I have
like and subscribe.
This, right? Yeah, exactly. I know. Oh, here it is. Desktop. I got you. Good job. Let's see if it takes us. ETG. Oh man, no, you gotta convert it. I gotta convert this. Here, talk, I can do it. Yeah, I got ETG right here. Fucking making it happen because I want to show a couple pictures. See if those are pictures. Man, it's crazy. I want to show you guys some dice. Okay.
I'm pretty excited about the dagger dice, I gotta say.
Oh, dude, those things are wicked, dude. You should see. I ordered some black, gold, like 4-leaf Lucky Clover dice too.
I do love the Clover dice. That's what I got in my hand. Man,
aren't those, dude? Those are great, right?
Yeah.
These dice are they're my favorite dice. These will show up. These PNGs will show up.
And I do love the black dice. The black dice are great.
Yeah, so check this out. What I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you some dice, and I want to get the chat's opinion on this dice. So I'm going to add, and I don't have pictures of these, but I'm going to add some saffron, the yellow sanded. I actually trying to get a picture of what black sanded dice would look like. But I've got some light blue and dark sanded dice because I want to pair those with the yellow sanded. So,
yep. I like to throw that when I'm throwing a mixed color set. I'm pretty much throwing the same color now because just more casino-like to keep an eye on the dice a little better. I think kind of like CMJ said, I think he's doing that as well.
Yeah. And so that's, man, because I was throwing those sanded saffron dice, the yellow dice at Paris, and I just liked them. And I'm like, you know what? I should have some of these. And now my question is what to pair them with, like the color to pair them with. And I think like a blue. But so this is what. Thank you, ETG. Shout out ETG. So check this out. So this is light blue, you guys. Okay, these are rough. Warren Huxley sent me these today. So these are the light blue sanded dice. So compare those light blue. It's got them. They call it light blue, but it is kind of purple. You know what I mean?
It's like periwinkle kind of color.
Dude, coming in with the periwinkle. All right, now look at these dice. Shooting for Aces. Remember, we're going to pair these with yellow sanded dice. Okay?
Yeah.
Or do we go with something like this?
I like the first ones.
Really?
I think so.
All right, chat. Can please, this is an opinion. We are looking for the complementary pair between a dark blue sanded or a light blue sanded that's going to pair with yellow sanded. This is what they call light blue. It's purple, dude. I still think the light blue sanded is purple. And then I've got Viking colors. Okay, I don't mind that, but I really kind of feel like the yellow, the sanded yellow would look good with this blue.
That's my elementary school's colors, blue and gold.
I know. Actually, yeah, that's my high school. That was my high school colors.
Yeah.
All right. So listen, Mile High. All right. First of all, Wisco, Paris blue dice are my favorite. That would be these dark blues. Huggy Bear. How about some green and white? Oh, go green. That's funny, dude. All right. Actually, hey, Huggy Bear. If I did go with blue and gold, this is maize and blue. So this would be like go blue colors, but dark blue sanded all day long. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the dark blue sanded. At least we've got some votes in. Not many. Shooting for aces. You like this, huh?
Oh, man, they're kind of cool.
Dude, it's more on the purple side. It's more.
I like all the different colors, though. It kind of
I know.
mixes it up
X
a little
Man.
bit.
Remember, these are going to pair with yellow sanded dice.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the other thing. Like yellow sanded, this is going to be a Minnesota Vikings feel. And as much as I like the Vikings, I still think like yellow sanded would look really strong with this darker blue.
With the dark blue.
I kind of feel like that, right?
Yeah. It's going to be pretty close basically to the saffron that you currently have.
It's going to be saffron, but the saffron are going to be sanded.
But sanded. So yeah, that'll make it a little different color.
Yeah, it's going to be like a hazy. I think this is going to look dark blue pops. Dark and dark blue, and I'll buy some tomorrow.
Nobody likes the light purple, man.
Huh?
I'm the lone soldier on the light purple.
Dude, listen, this is a historic thing. Light blue or dark blue. Okay, this is the first time we're doing this. Sanded light blue or sanded dark blue to pair with sanded.
Hey, there we go. Biloxi Craps is with me. I'm not the lone soldier anymore.
Dude, check this out, man. I'm going to go option 1. Ah, nice, man. I can create this right now.
Yep. And put start and show.
Nice, dude. Fucking hey, man. This is what ETG, man. Give this kid a promotion. Get in the camera, ETG. Come on here. This guy did it, man.
Make sure they vote. Vote.
He says vote. Vote now for whoever's in here. Yeah, that's cool, man. So we've got these are the dark blue. These are the light blue. It's like a vision test. Dark blue, light blue. Right? I don't know how to vote. Can I vote? I don't think I can vote. Yeah. So anyway,
I didn't want to join the chat. I was afraid I'd screw something.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if that even if people can even do that. ETG, can people even vote? How do you even vote? How do you even do that? He's testing it. But either way, we got the poll. Wisco, dark blue, fuzzy, dark blue. Okay, Two-Seam. Shout out Two-Seam. He's going with light purple. The 12th man, of course, dude. Of course. This is 12th man. Shit. Yep. This is it, dude. I can't believe it. We'll go with that. Maize and blue. Huggy Bear. Maize and blue. Puke. Mile High. Number 2. Wait, number 2. Mile High Mike. Number 1. Oh, are they doing this poll? I don't even know what happened to the poll.
Yeah. They're doing that. They're putting
the
ones
poll
and twos.
disappeared. The poll disappeared. So I don't know, but you know what? Well, at least we'll try it at some point. Oh, there it is. Oh my God. People are voting sanded light blue.
Bam. I love it.
Damn, exactly right, man. 100%. Maybe that's just one person, though. It's probably one person. Light blue. Hoppin' Houdini, man, chiming in. Hoppin' Houdini hasn't said anything this whole time, just lurking. All right, Hoppin' Houdini. Light blue. Man, Biloxi Crap says light blue looks more like dice I played with at the tables than dark blue. Dude, this is the light blue. This is the dark blue. Really, the dark blue they for sure have at Paris. Wisco says no poll ever came up in chat. That's funny. Hey, Wisco, listen, this is not a, you know what? Poll doesn't show up on YouTube, at least not on my phone. Yeah, well, you know what? We tried. We got a good gauge, but we'll figure that out. It's always like when something fails, then we end up figuring it out. So I don't know. This is going to be a tough one. I'm still undecided. I mean,
just get them both. They'll sell.
What's that?
Just get them both. They'll sell.
Widgets? Oh, some people can't find it. I don't even know where it is. It doesn't even show up. Let me see.
You got my vote. That's all that matters.
Oh, there it is. When you take out the comments, it shows up. Widgets. Maybe if I moved it here. Oh, that's it. I just moved it up there. That's how you do it, ETG. We're figuring it out. Yeah, it doesn't show up on some, but we'll get it. Dark spirit tossing. Dark blue. And the only 12th man wears maroon. Well, you got my vote anyway. That's all that matters. Yeah, Wisco. And Fuzzy's going for sanded dark blue. I know you went for dark blue. So pretty interesting, man. I'll get a picture of the sanded yellows. I asked them for that, and then we can really do a really good comparison. So, but I wanted to show you guys who I was also talking about. Let me look at Hoppin' Houdini says you already got light colored saffron, so light blue periwinkle naturally matches. I mean, yeah, you raise a good point, man. I'm just confused.
They have to type in which one they want.
They have to type it in?
Yeah, I just typed it. I just typed in
Oh, you have to type it in into the comment?
Yep.
Oh man, I should have just been like light blue or dark blue. I didn't know you had to type that in. Yeah, sorry. Okay, well, we learned something. Fuzz. Oh, next time just type it in. All right, I'll take a sleeve of whatever you pick. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Oh my God, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, Todd. All right, check this out. So I was referencing some people. This guy up here in this corner, right here. Oh, yeah. So listen, to vote on those dice, you have to type the full name of the dice you want. That's my bad. You have to type in sanded light blue. I'm an idiot because I should have just said type 1 or 2. Anyway, Fuzzy says 3. That's funny, man. All right. Anyway, so this chick, she's the craps cheerleader. She's awesome. She's going to be on the show October 1st. And she's the one that she had etiquette cards. She was on one of the white crap shooters thing. I think that's where I saw her. But she's got a great marketing mind. And the fact that she's got etiquette cards at the craps table is amazing. I love that. And then this guy over here, Donut Joe. He's already a legend. He's a great dude. So that was at Paris the other night when we killed it. So, yeah, man, Santa Dark. Huggy Bear says, Shooting for Aces, you coming out in October? You are not.
Yeah, I'm not in the event, but we may show up.
Man, look at all these Santa Dark Blues. Light Santa Blue, the color of sad puppy eyes. I think I know. Fuzzy likes that. I'll end with that commercial, Fuzzy. I'll do that. But what else? So Patreon, we've got discount on the dice ends at August 31st. I'm out of a lot of dice. I'll have updates on when the dice are coming. I sold out of black and saffron. That comes in, I believe, October 1st. And then the polished green and reds, they get back in stock fairly soon, sometime in September. And then the clover ones, I just ordered those. Black and gold clovers, just ordered those. And then I've got all the other stuff. But man, you know what though? Shooting for Aces, practicing with these dice it's a big deal.
Oh yeah.
It's
and
huge.
I change them out. It's like, what am I going to do with all these ones that are dull now?
That's what I was just thinking.
So
What
I
are you going
need
to
an
do?
art project of some sort.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. I like. I've got a lot of these dice. I guess what do people do with these dice? You're right. You need some sort of an art project, dude. I've got so many cool old dice. What the fuck am I talking about? Here's sanded Binion's saffron dice. I just pulled out this box earlier. God, of course, I've got like these sanded. Actually, what the hell? I've got what these would look like. They'd actually look the sanded. You can't really see it, but this sanded blue and saffron, probably on the that's Michigan colors right there. I've got some very old dice here, man. Look at these. This Hilton, Las Vegas Hilton. They're wrapped.
Ooh.
I've got some really old dice that they're like literally crumbling how old they are. Like these dice. Check these out, man. These are from I can't even look at how old these are.
Oh yeah, I saw some of those in a like an antique store, and they're like crumbly.
Yeah, they're almost like shrinking in, like they're like becoming a raisin. Yeah, these dice are so cool. They're yeah.
Like the red starts to turn like a different color.
Well,
red.
dude, these are they literally are starting to like raisin up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sucking in and like they're so dehydrated. I've got these dice are cool, man. These are small dice from the Nugget. Like I like pips like that. I don't know if you can see those pips that are like
those are cool.
Little bullseyes. You know what I mean? These.
Oh, those are neat. I
you
haven't
can
seen
see-
those before.
Can you see those little they're like bullseyes? Kind of. You can kind of see that. Yeah, I've got a lot of cool dice. These ones with green, like with green foil and red. So I've got tons of them. Anyway, I think maybe yellow and blues would actually be nice to I think I'm going to go with those. I think they won the poll anyway of the 5 people that voted. So
I don't know. Huggy says boo Michigan.
yeah, I know. I know. I can't have green and white because you can't have white dice. I mean, for some reason, having white dice is like a no-no. If anyone knows about that, Ed would know about that on why you shouldn't have like the white dice. Like you ever notice there's no white dice on dice games? You know that Shooting for Aces?
Yeah, no, I've never seen them. I mean,
no, they're not.
That's what you go buy at the Walmart.
I know that. I know that Craps Nation. Those guys had that. All right, poll's fucking over. Huh? Let's see. Fucking. How do I get rid of this poll? Hold on a second. Hey, ETG. Man, dude, if you only knew what was going on here, I just made this whole full screen. Why have I not been doing this whole time? Dude, look at how good this looks. Full screen.
Yeah.
Fucking A, man. I've been watching this whole show. This looks great. How the hell do I get out? Yeah, nice, man. How do I get rid of this poll? Widgets. Oh, nice, dude. Man, that's so Shooting for Aces. What do you think, man?
I think it's great, man. I had a blast.
Oh, wait, we got a last minute question in here. Mile High Mike, after how many rolls do you switch your dice out? Didn't Ed say after? Yeah, that's the standard, 750 tosses.
750.
Man. Biloxi, we need tent on this Sunday as the Craps Norman Chad to announce the final table for the tournament bombs. I kind of would like that. You know, that would be funny, man. I need someone else too, though. And I still think you should have a booth. You know, I don't know if I just want to be like hey, you know,
At least a podium for you to stand at.
Yeah, I'd like a monitor, and then we can. That would be funny. I think there'd be more comedy that way, rather than there would be much more comedy. So I think so. Listen, man, let's. Should I just give Fuzzy what he wants here, which would be this?
Everybody loves that.
I know, it's funny, man. We could monetize, not like we can monetize anything, but with the song was just getting a strike all the time, so ETG had to get another one.
Get a new
10-ton Van Patten on the dice monitor. I would love that. That would be great. If only that could happen. So, yeah, sad puppy coming in strong, man. The sad puppies, but appreciate. So yeah, we should wrap it up, dude. Right? Get on with our night, man. This is you're like, hey, we're not. Well, I don't think I can stay on longer than 2 hours, and here it is.
I wasn't sure how long I could bullshit.
Going strong, man. Going strong. This is strong, man. Craps players, strong community.
For sure.
And you meet good people.
It's a great community.
I get stoked for some of these guys coming out. It's like, all right, sweet. Let's go and destroy these tables. But we're going to know this because I'm going to point this out. When I'm at Paris, I'm going to point out sucks, good. These guys good.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. All right, man. You got anything you want to, final thoughts, last words? Words, shooting phrases.
Hey, let's roll out those dice shooting pistols one more time. That was pretty cool.
Oh,
I need to see that more than once.
Hell yeah, man. Dude, here it is. That's pretty good.
That's great. That's great. ETG
that is good. Let's watch it again. Dude, shot right in the aces too.
Right,
that's
in the
good.
Aces.
What
perfect.
About this though? This is still my favorite, man. This. That's fucking awesome, isn't it?
It's a good one.
Hey, dude, isn't ferret the best word ever?
It's pretty great.
It really is great. Like, it is great. I mean, the fact that I would call myself a ferret at one point in my thing, like, I think we all start out as ferrets,
Yeah, because you're like, what's going on at this table? Hey, how do I do this? I want to get in there.
Yeah, Huggy Bear
action.
Says, hope to see you in October shooting for aces.
All right, I'll try and put it on the calendar.
You're right, dude. Ed would be roll to win Sexton with a color commentary. I'm telling you, man, if we can ever get a TV show together, I'm in the booth, man. And Ed would be good. Ed would actually be funny in the booth. He would be.
Oh, for sure.
Dude, he would be. But then again, he'd be good on the
comedy
table.
Aspect of the podcast, so much.
So yeah, Ed's got a wicked sense of humor. Actually, it's that's surprising. That thing always surprised me, dude. I was at a table, man. I couldn't believe it. I was at a table with 2 other dudes from Alabama, not including Bump John.
Really?
Yeah. Seems like that strong out there. That whole thing. So. Shooting for aces. Let's call it, man. Appreciate everyone that was in the chat. Very much appreciate it a ton. I think we just got to keep it going with connecting people. And it was nice to see some of these guys. There's a lot of channels out there, man. Random craps channels, that you see, and there's a lot of communities that are starting to there was that whole community that's Alfredo's in, and you got Dice Grind, you got all those guys over there, and you've got guys up there, and the PNW and X-Man. So, yes, good night, gentlemen. Spirit tossing. Shooting for aces. I like your black background, dude.
You like that? My lovely cabinets in the office.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. I shall see you soon.
I'll look forward to it. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, dude, thanks for being on, man. So who else? Wait, you know what? Do you meet up with anyone from like the community in your area, or have you?
No, I met Camper. He's from Kansas City, and they
Dude,
do
Camper's
some stuff. They get
awesome, dude,
together.
isn't he? Camper's
Met him.
fucking
We played
awesome.
we played at the Fountain Blue, but
No, but
they
in
do
your area.
they do a get together. I think it's Wednesday or Thursday evenings in Kansas City, but it's so far, for me with up there.
Dude, that's a couple hour drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't make it either.
Now,
Unless I was going to stay there.
For that. Well, and that's like it for sure. I'm definitely going to have to stay there if I do that. So, but yeah, just kind of randomly bump into folks. I think I've played with more folks out in Vegas than anywhere else. So,
yeah. Well, dude,
but why not? That's the best place.
Yeah, keep coming out. You know what? You know what? I remember telling Bo, it's like you're a very positive person to have at the table. Do you know what I mean? Your personality is positive. Your personality is like, you're not a bummer to be at the table with, right?
Well, thank you.
No, you're not.
Hey, I'm there to have fun, man.
Yeah. I know, and that's cool because I mean, having a little fun and while you're still taking it serious, you don't have to be, so serious that you're not having fun. You know what I mean? Like hopefully you're having fun and you're serious at the same time and making money. As long as like a ferret or a shill doesn't show up.
Or fucking cooler.
They do, dude. Good night, Huggy Bear. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And man, I think so listen, shooting for aces. Glad we got it done, man.
For real, man. It's good to see you, 10 ton ETG. Thank you. Great on the tech stuff, man.
Yep. And then X-Man, dude. Looking forward to seeing everyone in October. Dude, it's gonna be fucking cool in October. There's a lot of fucking players coming out in October. That's awesome.
Yeah,
think about it, man.
It should be there'll be a lot of action on the table for sure. I need to get
and hopefully the tables will be hot. It's going to be interesting to see what happens at that tournament and seeing at Palms, because sometimes Palms has been fucking ice cold or it's been okay.
Yeah.
Well,
hopefully they light it on fire.
Yeah. All right, my man. Thanks a lot for being on. It's good shit, dude.
Right on, dude. Peace out.
Peace out, my man. All right.
Y'all take care.
Later. Shooting for aces with a 4, like Prince. It's a good dude, man. All righty. For who's ever there, appreciate it for hanging in there. We're going on 3 hours and 28 minutes, man. Man, these things just go. A lot of good stuff happening in the next ETG, who's making up the books right now. ETG, give me a box. Give me one of those boxes. Who's ever on? We only have a few of these left. There's going to be 100. 100 of these. This is what it's going to be, man. This whole thing. Are the books in here? Oh, there's a shirt in here. It's going to be great, man. These are going out next week. There's only 100 of them. There's a few left. Yeah, let me see that book, dude. This is what one of the books looks like. This is volume 2, Triangles and Rhomboids. This is volume 2. Take a look at this. Let's see what this is. Pictures, some diagrams. Look at this little certificate with a wax seal on it. There's going to be numbers, fucking details. It's all in the details. We've got line. Oh, man. So I'm going to show this. See this little picture of a Spartan, right? It's got it's what I do. It's so at the $100, this is for it goes through, it's divided into, this book is mostly for green chip and black chip come out on how I play the come out. But I did it this weekend with, I do a $75 3-way red. You hit it and then you you end up going up to 300. The next hit, 2 7s, you end up making $1,300. Oh yeah. Hey, Huggy Bear, it's true. This is for you. Sparty the Spartan for you. But yeah, man. So this is what it's all about. We've got man, this paper's nice. Oh, look at man. Here's a little chapter. It says, don't be a ferret. Okay. This is pretty sweet. Here's a picture. Yep. This will be a good, enjoyable read for people. This is funny, man. This picture here, when I give final thoughts, it's an elf. It's an elf with a beer. Fuck. Yeah. Anyway, good shit. That shit is going out next week. It's going to be awesome. Thank you for anyone that bought it. You can just buy the books. I know there's some people that are just like, yeah, I just want the books. You can get the books just on their own, and they'll be with an audio thing because I'm going to do that. And I think I might have some with just the dice themselves. So we'll figure it out. To the 75 people that are here in this chat right now that I see, take it easy. I'm going to get ETG in here to take us on out. Appreciate it. Hey, ETG, man. I'm going to go full on this. Mi scusi, like and subscribe, paisan. Slap that like button's ass.